Well, hello and welcome to Trust Arena here in Auckland for coverage of the Sir Graeme Douglas International Track and Field Meet. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening. Glenn Lama here, and we've got 3 hours of great track and field coming up for you with all of New Zealand's stars competing. And it's a pleasure to be with you as we build towards the conclusion of the track and field season, which curtain will come down at the New Zealand Track and Field Championships, which are being held in the Hawke's Bay later on. In fact, next week. In fact, it's a beautiful kind of conclusion for the track and field season, because we started there, didn't we, at the Potts Classic back in a couple of months ago, and we're going to finish in the Hawke's Bay next week. Joining us, Hamish Sherman rather. Yeah. Hi, Hamish.
Hayden Sherman. That's all right. There's a lot of Hamishes around. I get that one all the time. But great to be here. And as you say, this is really getting towards the climax of the athletics season. This is the big one in terms of points available for Tokyo. A lot of these athletes here will be looking to this one being a bronze level meet on the Continental Tour. So this is one of the big things to look for, are these athletes who are just on the cusp, trying to get those points, trying to get maybe some auto qualifiers. And I don't know if you've mentioned the conditions already, but conditions are reasonably good. It's nice and warm and humid. Just a light nor'easter coming in, so I think most athletes would have arrived at the ground today and thought, yep, this could be a good day to turn it on.
Well, yes, there is a little bit of breeze around, though. A couple of the earlier events that have already been held have been wind affected, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on the wind as we get down to some of these events a little bit later on. But of course, all the stars are competing. We've got Tom Walsh, we've got Jack O'Gill, we've got Dame Valerie Adams competing in the shot put. And we've got a smattering too of world-class or high-class athletes on the track as well. What are you most looking forward to tonight, Hayden?
Well, I'm one of those spectators of athletics who loves the stars, loves seeing Dame Val or Tom and Jacko and, Nick Willis or Sam Tanner throwing it out there. But I also love those little domestic battles. And so, even with this pole vault competition, it's going to be great to see Etienne at work and see if Max Atwell and James Stain can see how they go in these conditions, but also the triple jump competition. Anna Thompson from Wellington, that's going to be up shortly. She's just been dominating that particular competition this season, so it's hard to call what would be my highlight that I'm looking forward to, but obviously the big stars and then those little domestic matchups where we've seen some great competition all summer long, so it'll be interesting to see who gets bragging rights as we head into Nationals next weekend. Indeed,
we will. All right, so as you saw, we're going to start with the men's pole vault, which is not far away from starting. We have 3 competitors: Max Atwell from Christchurch, Etienne Dupuis from North Harbour, and James Stain from North Harbour as well. And this is nicely set up because James Stain prevailed at the Potts Classic and Dupuis prevailed at the Capital Classic. So it'll be interesting to see how these two go in this event. So that's about to start shortly. Then we've got the women's triple jump, and we're looking forward to that event as well. And we are going to see, as we touched on earlier, Thompson, who has won all 3 events coming into this Sir Graeme Douglas meet here this evening. So here's the field for that, and of course we're going to be joined by Sarah Cowley-Ross later on in the commentary. And I said to Sarah, "Have you competed over the summer?" She goes, "No, I haven't." So we'll have a lot of eyes on Sarah competing. Of course, she's got great pedigree in track and field.
Yeah, so Sarah Cowley-Ross, obviously a heptathlete, also competed in the high jump actually at the Commonwealth Games, I think it was. But here we have Max Atwell, so he'll be opening up first. So he's the national decathlon champion, so recently crowned back in Christchurch. So obviously he's a man of many talents, pole vault being one of those. So he's got a best of 4.72. Now we'll try and get an update on where that bar is sitting. I can see maybe a 4.50. The sign's just pointing the other direction. So expect Max to open up, and then Etienne and James Stain, both a 5 metre plus jumpers at their best, vaulters I should say. So Etienne Dupree with a 5:02 personal best, and James Stain with a 5.50. But here is Max opening up his evening here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International, and that is just a little tester of the waters. All right, so he's clear with a 4:30. Oh no, so the bar is at 4:32. There we go.
Yeah, Atwell. So it's tricky with the cross. The wind's kind of blowing across as well too, Hayden. We're kind of looking at a breeze from, I think that's kind of the northwest at that end of the stadium. So the wind at the moment, folks, is blowing across the athletes as they approach the bar here in the pole vault. So crosswind?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Left to right, maybe a slight tailwind. I did a little workout here on the track yesterday, and it was the same wind, so I think it's a nor'easter, and so slight tailwind. But for these ladies here in the triple jump, they'll actually have a nice tailwind coming down the home straight, coming down the runway. And here is Anna Thompson, the queen of triple jumping in New Zealand so far this season. She'll want to hold on to that perfect record she's had, opening up her campaign for the evening.
So we'll swing back to Atwood here with the pole vault. So both events are underway. The women's shot put too is about to begin as well, as we see Atwood have a crack at 4:32.
Yeah, that was much better from Max that time. Gave it a good shot. The other one he pulled out, knew that he didn't quite have it. And with this wind, there will be a lot of adjustments that he and his coach Terry Lomax. It is Terry Lomax down in Christchurch. Will be making just getting the setup right, and obviously he'll have one more shot at this height.
So Thompson is underway, as we touched on, in the triple jump. So 3 events going on at the moment. Then we're going to get the track program beginning at around 6:30 with the 100 metres hurdles for women. That's to be followed by the 110 metre hurdles for men. And then we move into the javelin for women at 7 o'clock. And then we get into the longer distances. We've got the 100 metre finals are coming up at 7:30 and 7:35. We've had the heats for those events. So we'll confirm the final fields for you a little bit later. The men's shot put featuring Tom Walsh and Jack O'Gill are underway at 7:45.
And so I can tell you, for those wondering about those 100 metre heats, Zoe Hobbs dropped a time of 11.36, which is phenomenal. But as you said, wind affected, so they've got that nice little tailwind behind them. I'm unsure of the exact wind.
He goes out well again, and he's over the bar nicely there at 4:32, so he survives in the competition. Well done, Max.
Yeah, so often with these technical events, I mean, pole vault, the most technical, there's so many elements you need to get dialed up, but he got them all dialed up this time and gets a mark on the board to move further into the competition. You can see there he had a yard or two to spare over the bar. So the national decathlete getting his night underway on the pole vault, and I'm sure we'll see him in some of the other events. It's often the way with these multi-eventers. They stay busy. They make sure they get their money's worth when they come to these events.
They sure do. Now we've seen Anna Thompson just a moment ago, who's been dominant in the women's triple jump through the summer. Her first her attempt was 12 metres 49. Just going back through her season's best is 12.95 at the Potts Classic. So 12.49 was her first effort for Anna Thompson. Maxine Chappell from Wellington has also had her first go and recorded 9.23.
Yeah, 9.23.
So next up is Alessandra McDonald. Remember Sarah Cowley-Ross. We've got a Diana Ismagalova as well, who's been finishing second pretty much to Anna Thompson all summer long. So Cowley-Ross, whoops, no good there for Sarah.
Yeah, first outing for Sarah this season, and we know she's not going to do the full complement of 6. This is a replay of Max's earlier jump, which I assume will be going for 4:52. We'll get confirmation on that.
Yes, this is the challenge of track and field, as you well know, Hayden. We've got 3 events going on at the same time, and we'll try and keep on track for all of them. This is the men's pole vault, and this is Etienne Dupré.
Yeah, so third, the bronze medal at the national champs last year, and Etienne with a best of 5:02. Coached by Jeremy McCall, one of that stable of pole vaulters out of the North Shore, just producing one after another. Great New Zealand pole vaulters. So there we go, 4:62 is where the bar is set. So that's not far behind Max's best of 4:72. Here we go, Etienne Dupré opening up his evening here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International, and pulls out. So there you see, just most likely that wind just coming into that run up, just trying to get that right, maybe feeling the crosswind on the bar, on the pole. Gets a few notes and pointers from his coach. So he crossed the threshold on that occasion, or potentially ran out of time, so that's why he won't get a second or another chance at that. And we're back to the triple jump.
So 12:49 for Anna Thompson. McDonald in second place at the moment with 10:93.
Yeah, so this is Diana Izmagalova.
And there is her first effort. And it looks like it's somewhere around, well, no, it's red flagged as well. Looks like she overstepped. Back to the pole vault we go, and Atwell fails at 4:62. So we've got challenging little situation, but for a lot of these athletes at the moment as they get warmed up and get into the competition.
Absolutely. So Anna Thompson there on screen, she is a 3-time national champion. She just got the bronze last year behind the young athlete whose name's just escaped me. She's probably watching this from the States. She's over in scholarship at the moment.
Anna Thompson here from Wellington, 28 years old. Getting set for her second attempt in the triple jump of 6. No good for Dupré for the pole vault on his second attempt for 62. Now Thompson, here she goes. 12:49 that first effort. And that is a legal jump, so that will be measured. Don't know if it's as far as the previous effort for her. Yeah, looks around the 11 metre mark there for Anna Thompson.
So apologies to Kayla Goodwin. That was the name I was looking for. So Kayla is based in the States. So if you look on the Athletics New Zealand rankings page, there's a bunch of indoor results, which is obviously as a college athlete she'll be competing indoors, but very talented and very promising multi-eventer as Kayla. We'll often see her in multiple jumping events at the national champs. And she won the senior title in the women's triple jump last year as a junior. So it shows the promise of that young lady.
Here comes Maxine Chappell of Wellington. And that's her second effort. She's currently in third place. And that will be measured as well. So Maxine Chappell. Back to the pole vault we go, and here's Atwell again.
Yeah, his last attempt here, and just clipping it. You can see he had the height, but it's one thing to have the height. It's another thing to have the projection over the bar So he brings it down with his thigh just clipping it on the way down.
So he's out of it now, so it's down to Stain and Duplair. Now Stain hasn't even entered yet, but he cleared 5:15 back in Napier or in Hawke's Bay at the Potts Classic, so he's just passing up these heights at the moment. Now we're back to the women's triple jump.
Yeah, this is Jane Awanze here from Auckland City Athletics, 27 years of age, with a personal best of 11:41, which she set last year. So there's a lot of athletes who are setting their personal bests either this season or last season. So good, promising signs, and here she comes for her, I believe it's her second.
Yes, she failed on her first attempt, but that one's all good. So Wenzi's effort will be measured. Let's see what she can do here. Very physically imposing, a nice strong athlete. Good effort into the pit. So while that's being measured, we'll switch back to the pole vault. The women's shot put, by the way, folks, is not far from starting. It's due to start any moment, including Dame Valerie Adams. Back to Etienne Duplair. 462 on, and he's succeeded there. Good effort from Etienne.
Yeah, lovely clear vault there, and you can see that relief. Just getting all those little pieces in the puzzle that is this very complicated, very technical event, the pole vault. And here she is, our co-commentator, Sarah Cowley-Ross, shortly to join us in the booth.
Wenzi's distance was 11.19, so she's moved into second place. So a great effort from her to move up into second place. So Cowley-Ross with the foul on her first attempt. Hugely experienced, of course. And she'd love to get this one right in the women's triple jump. There she goes, giving it absolutely everything. And
yeah, it looked pretty
good
beyond the 11-metre mark to me. Looks like she's got a little smile on her face. So as I was saying before, she's confined herself to just 3 jumps tonight. She wants to come and join us in the commentary booth, but first event of the season. So obviously just trying to look after her body and make sure that she can make it to the Nationals next weekend. I'm sure that's the plan for her.
11:61 is the distance for her, so she's moved into second place. I love this here, and that determination just to spring off that last step. The muscles must be aching at that point as you really want to get good extension.
Yeah, and
get that distance.
It's one of those events when you look at it in slow-mo and you do think about your muscles and your shins and all your Achilles, all the stresses and strains on the triple jump. It really is a feat of. So we're up at 482, and Etienne again just having trouble with that run-up.
So no good for Etienne Duplair on that first attempt at 482. Another height which James Stain has passed up. So Alessandra McDonald on the triple jump as well. Let's have a look at the field for the women's shot put. Obviously, it's headlined by Dame Valerie Adams, who is in the field today. Madison Wishy, of course, former junior world champion, is there as well. And Kaya Tupu South has been going pretty well in the women's shot put as well this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the young women coming through. When you look at the New Zealand rankings, obviously Dame Val's in there, senior woman. Madison Wishy, senior woman, but then it's under 18, under 18, under 20, under 18, and all these young women coming through from those junior ranks. Really exciting to see. And here is Magalova, as you said before, has recently been picking up the second places all season long, but she's been improving throughout the season, and so I'm sure she'd want to inch a little bit closer to Anna Thompson. The field's really chasing after Anna. You can see her just to the right of screen there.
I see as Magolova had an 11.78 at the Porritt Classic. That's been her best this summer. As she gives it everything on the runway now. And that looked a pretty decent effort.
Yeah, it looked good. She definitely had momentum through the various stages of the triple jump. And that's really one of the keys. You want to transfer that speed that you get on the runway throughout each of these phases and make sure that you're not, compressing the body too much and absorbing and losing some of that speed. All right, back to Etienne. Oh, pulling out of that one. So that's number 2 for him at 4.82.
So he'll go down to the third attempt to stay alive in the competition.
Just looking over to Jeremy. Come on, help me out here, coach. And it's one of those events where when it's all going well, it feels great. This is coming from a man who's only jumped 2 meters in the pole vault. But it can all go great, but when it's not, there's so many variables that need to get into place. Now here she is, Anna Thompson.
Yeah, Isma Golova had 11.79 to move into second place, so we've got a good battle going on between for second at the moment with Isma Golova 11.79, Carly Ross on 11.61 and Wenzi on 11.19, but they're all about a metre behind Thompson as she tries to extend that lead. Now here's Valerie Adams with her first attempt in the shot put.
Oh, that one got a good chair. And she gave it a little cheeky clap as well. I think she's pretty happy with that one, just quietly.
Well, 18.68 has been her best this summer.
Yeah, and she's been improving. I've spoken to Dale Stevenson earlier. So I think that was 18.65 that we heard over the announcements. Now that's solid. That's a really good opener. But her coach Dale Stevenson was saying, things are tracking well, and she's excited. She's obviously come back from
wow.
two
whoa,
kids.
1965. 1965.
Wow, that is huge. Now, talking about promising, as we see Kimmerich there, Nadia Kimmerich. Wow, that is a huge bomb. I'm just trying to soak that in. She's been in the mid-18s all summer long and, constantly peppering mid-18s. And to put a metre on that is huge, absolutely huge.
So 1965 for Adams will come back. She's actually had, that was her second attempt with that we just got a glimpse of, as Chappell goes back to the women's triple jump. Maxine Chappell. She's currently holding 6th place at the moment. And we're back on the shot put.
And Simon Murphy.
Yeah, and she is down in 7th place at the moment, but just a youngster.
Yeah, we've got 4 of our para women in this shot put competition. So Jess Gillen, Caitlin Dorr, Claire Kiefer and Simon Murphy are some of our para shot putters. Obviously, New Zealand very strong in the para throws, and there we've got Caitlin Dorr.
Yeah, from Dunedin.
She was 4th in the national champs in the para shot put. So how that's measured, as they're all in different classifications. You do it as a percentage of world records. So here she goes, Caitlin Dorr, the lefty.
Not a bad effort from her. Good to see her competing strongly. And here is Wenzi, who's currently in 4th place in the women's triple jump with a best at the moment of 11.19. And we'll get her updated distance for that third jump very shortly. Just reminding you, we've got 3 events going on at the moment. We've got the women's triple jump, currently Anna Thompson leading that with a distance of 12.63. It's it's 96 centimetres ahead of second place, who is Diana Ismagulova. Now Madison Weshi here, who is currently in second place behind Dame Valerie Adams. Weshi with an effort of 17.25 in her first attempt. Here's her second attempt. And that looks like it's gone over 18.
Yeah, nice and solid. So she's got a best of 18.32, and I wonder if she's going to borrow some of that good karma from Val. And look at that. It
looks around 18.40-50, doesn't it? What do you reckon, Hayden?
It looks
Come on, make a prediction,
solid.
mate.
Let's go mid-18s. Why not? So here's Sarah Kelly Ross back at the triple jump.
Looking to extend her effort of 11.61.
She's in third place, isn't she?
That's right. So we'll keep an eye on her. 11.61, and it is a white flag, which is good. Where's she back on the shot put? 17.90. So just under 18, in fact, it was. Yes, sometimes those lines can be a bit deceiving in those cones.
Absolutely. The curves get you as well. So Natalia Rankin-Cheetah there. So she's your under 18 champ from the national champs last summer. So one of those juniors that I mentioned that are really coming through. And not just the women's shot put, in the men's as well. We've got some really exciting athletes coming through, passionate about the throws. And often at that age, you're not only doing shot put, but you're using various weights, and you're the adult and the junior, but you might also be doing the discus and the hammer. Now here's Kaya Tupu South. So she's the New Zealand secondary schools champion from December, where she broke the championship record.
And this is her third put, and she's currently in third place, with a best effort so far of 15.27. They'll see if she's been able to improve on that distance. But Val Adams with that second attempt of 19.65. It's almost a metre further than her previous best this summer.
And the exciting thing is, it's only just over. It's a metre 30 over her best and New Zealand record. So her best is 20.98, just shy of that 21. So she must be pumped, because this is sort of getting back to classic golden era Valerie Adams, getting out towards that 20-metre mark.
And that was another great effort. Looks happy, doesn't she? I mean, when she's got good positive body language like this, Hayden, this is what we want to see from our top athletes.
Yeah, and all summer long I've just been seeing, this is a woman who is loving the sport that she's playing. She's in the twilight of her career, but you can tell she's just still absolutely amped every time she comes out to compete. Still loving the training. She's travelling down to Christchurch several times a month to train with the boys, with Dale Stevenson and Tom Walsh down there.
19.31, by the way, was her effort.
Wow.
So she's jumped over 19 twice now. So this is really good signs for Adams.
So Nadja Kumrich, just 15 years of age. She was the silver medalist in the under 18s at the national champs last summer. Yeah, so Val's just having a fantastic night. Close to home. She might call this one her home meet for the summer. So she'll have family here, a lot of friends. She's just amping on this. So good to see.
It's good. It is very good. So the women's shot put.
We've also got the pole vault with
James Stein has failed 3 times at 5.02.
Yeah, so this really shows how the conditions have been a little bit tricky, and you're just pointing to Etienne Deprier. At the moment, he's sitting in first place, so this is... he'll win it. He will win it.
He'll win it.
There we go.
Yeah, that's how you roll the dice in these things, don't you? It's a bit like weightlifting, isn't it? Where you, if you pass up the weights and then you fail, tough, you're out.
Yes, and we saw this earlier in the season as well, where Etienne won a competition. I think it was the night of fives from a similar situation. So there we go. So Etienne Deprier will be the winner of that competition with that 4.62, and Max Atwell at 4.32. And then the challenge goes to the ladies. Can they potentially take one from the guys and go clear with a plus 4.62? That would mean a personal best for Olivia McTaggart. That would be a 7 centimetre personal best, but hey, not beyond the realms of possibility. So that is to come later tonight.
All right, we're swinging to the track for the meantime. We're not far away from the women's 100-metre hurdles. In this field, we're going to have, as you just saw, Angelina Zickerd of North Harbour. She's in lane 3. We've got Amy Robertson, who's been dominant in this. In the middle, she's the 22-year-old in the yellow, and Heniway Knowles from Cambridge in lane number 5. She's on the left of screen there. Robertson has won the 2 events in the 100 hurdles to date so far this season at the Porritt Classic and the Capital Classic. Best time of 13:58, and she's already showing out to a good lead. It's Karen Knowles in second place at the moment. Look at the stride there of Amy Robertson. Oh yeah, that's a good run. Excellent effort from her. Knowles coming home in second, and Angelina Zickert in third place. But hasn't Robertson been solid all summer?
She has. She's been very solid. She was a silver medalist at the national champs last year and looking nice and strong. It was a reasonably even start with Hinawai Knowles, the New Zealand secondary schools champ, getting out nice and even at the start. But obviously for the juniors stepping up to the senior ranks, the hurdle's just that little bit higher. I think it's about 6 centimetres higher as you step up the age groups. And you can see that just clean hurdling technique from Amy Robertson to take out the win with that nice little tail wind behind them.
Yeah, it's 0.8 of a second it was, metre per second. And Robertson's time is 13:58. So that equals the time that she ran in Wellington, which equals her season's best time. Knowles coming home in second in 14:38, and Zickert 15:29 was her time. So good effort from Amy Robertson.
And good to see maybe that wind's just dying off a little bit, whether that was just a little quiet spot. But it looks to me like the evening's just calming down.
Oh, Hayden,
hopefully
I've got to say,
good signs.
Can I just say, I have been here commentating football and rugby league here, and some of the weather that we've been here some days, mate, has been horrendous. It's been awful. And I can say this is easily the best weather I've enjoyed at a sports event here at Trust Stadium.
Great.
So it's great.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
All right, let's do a quick summary here after the first half of the women's shot put, and really great signs, isn't it? Dame Valerie Adams, 1965, almost a metre further than she's thrown this summer. So she's comfortably in the lead. As we swing back to the women's triple jump, we're halfway through this at the moment. Anna Thompson leading at the moment with 12:51. Diana Ismagulova in second at 12:15. And we have Sarah Cowley-Ross in third at the moment at 11:54. So that's the top 3 at the moment.
And I wonder if that's going to be a little bit of motivation for Sarah to stick around a little bit longer,
Well, yeah,
or whether we're going to see her up in
point.
the commentary booth.
Oh, come on, you can't give up.
She might want to get into that second place. I can see her with a jacket on at the moment, but no track pants yet. So, well, it looks like the shoes might be getting changed out. So anyway, back to Awanze on the runway here. She's got a best of 11:41. It's her personal best. Tonight she's 11:19. So not too far off her best. And into round 4. Let's see what she's got. Getting those arms pumping. And hits the board cleanly from my view of things. Didn't look massively happy with that. Yes, it gets the white flag. A little smile there.
Yeah, Windsay at the moment currently holding 4th, her best 11:19. So she's in this little duel with Cowley-Ross and Ismagulova. 11:09 was that effort from Windsay. Nice. So she's been very consistent there, Hayden. 11:19, 11:10 and 11:09.
Perfect. That's what you want to see. As we go back to the shot put with Caitlin Dorr.
Whoops, just lost control of the end of her effort, but still gets the white flag.
And Ismagulova into her 4th round jump.
Too far away from the men's 110 metre hurdles, by the way, folks. That's due to go in about 5 minutes. Looking forward to that race on the track. There's Ismagulova. Here she goes. She's in second at the moment. Best effort of 12:15.
That looked nice. So the first little hop there was good speed, and then you could see through each of those the phases of that triple jump, maintaining that speed well. And you can always tell with a jumper by how well they inspect the measurers. by what they think was a good jump. So let's see if she can extend that second place and inch her way closer to this woman on screen, Anna Thompson.
Yeah, who is going well. Ismailova, 12.15. 12.15, let me go back through my notes. I actually think that might be pretty decent effort from her.
Yeah, so her best is 12.94, so she's been up close to the 13-metre mark. But yeah, all season long, she's been up in the mid-12s. She had a great weekend at Porritt, as did a lot of the field athletes. We had nice warm temperatures there, nice still conditions. So look at this great technique from Anna. You see those long strides.
So she's leading at the moment with 12.63.
So Kaya Tupu South, as I mentioned before, our reigning New Zealand secondary schools champ. Yeah, one of the names to jot down for future reference.
Yeah, she's
in
only
the throws.
19 at the moment from Takapuna. Finished second to Adams at Christchurch.
So using that rotational technique. So I've got her best down at 15.56 with the senior implement. And it takes a little while to get used to those the senior implement. We saw with Jacko Gill,
well, yeah, of course,
being such a dominant athlete as a junior, and then just stepping up to that 7.26 kg implement just takes a little while often to get the hang of the bigger implement.
Well, next up on the shot put will be Weshi, who's in second, and then we'll have Val Adams on again. Now here's Chappell back at the triple jump pit with another effort for her. She is currently in 6th place at the moment with a best of 9.34. So here's Madison Weshi, 18.12, currently in second. Whoops, it's out the side a bit there, Hayden.
Yeah, and that's never a good sign. So when it comes out a little bit early, it just means you're not getting as much purchase on that shot put as you'd like. When you see the right-handed thrower get it out to the left-hand side of the throwing arc, that's often when you've just got a little bit more time on the shot and a little bit more force applied to it. So,
man, she is in the zone, Dame Val Adams today. 1965, another one of 1931. First effort of 1868. So let's
for those at home who are just doing the dishes and maybe away from their screens, come back to your screens now, because this woman is in good form right now and getting back to her old self. You can see it. You can see it in her eyes.
Okay, here goes Adams. Can she improve on 1965? Gives it everything, and it's up towards that 20-metre mark, which is that last line of yellow dots, but she hasn't exceeded it. She looks a bit disappointed on that one, doesn't she?
She's got very high standards for herself, I can tell you that.
Looked like it was a foul. It's not even being measured. So there we are. That is the women's shot put at the moment.
So the best braids in the competition there. Some incredible braids there. The ones that are coming up in the triple jump.
Yes, indeed. And now we look to the men's 110-metre hurdles, which is not too far away. So we've got 5 runners, and perhaps the one to beat is Tom Maloney from Auckland. He won the Capital Classic, 15.55. Also in the field, Josh Hawkins, his club mate. And we've got Max Atwell, of course, who we saw in the pole vault earlier. Of course, is very good decathlete. He is going to be in the outside lane, the 24-year-old Cantabrian. And the other two are Justin Menzies, and Noah Rogers, who are in the field as well.
Yeah, we also saw Justin in the 400 hurdles earlier this evening before our coverage went live. I think he, don't quote me on this, it was something like 57. I should look up the results. So doubling up again. But that man on screen there, right in the middle, Josh Hawkins, 5 times national champ. 13.69 is his New Zealand record. So hasn't been in that sort of form for a little while. Had a tough nationals last year, but 2018 he set that 13.69 So let's see if we could possibly see a sub-14 clocking and see if he can pull some of these other boys along.
Yeah, there's
Maloney.
Maloney,
just
of course.
19 years of age.
Yeah. Aucklander. So those 5 athletes getting set there. Looks like Noel Rogers, in fact, might be missing from that lineup. Now we're back to the women's triple jump. This is Magalova again, who's in second place.
Oh, that one looked good. We can see that 12 out there.
It's a foul. It's a foul. Red flag is up.
When she saw that red flag, she just buried her face in her hands. You can. Here we go. Oh, it must have only just.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was only.
That's a real shame.
If only she clipped her toenails this morning. Here we go with the men's 110 metre hurdles. Reminding you, we've already had 2 events completed today. We had Etienne Dupré winning the pole vault, so congratulations to him. And also we've had the women's 100 metre hurdles completed, and Amy Robertson had her 3rd victory from 3 starts during the summer. And now we are at starters blocks with Hawkins in the dark blue, the favourite. Maloney to the right there. He's the one, I was going to say he was the one with the shaggy hair, but he's he's in the blue with the shaggy hair. On his inside is Justin Menezes from Pakudanga, and this is Max Atwell, the decathlete, out in lane 7 from Christchurch. So Hawkins is away, and it's a false start.
Yeah, it looked like Josh might have gone out too fast there, out of the blocks. He was definitely the first one to spring out, so let's see what happens with this one, whether there was some noise. We'll see what the officials call on it. Josh Hawkins, let's see, this is the replay.
Oh, yes. He certainly got a bit of a jump there, didn't he?
Yes, so whether there was some... Oh, yeah, we've got the red flag. So unfortunately for Josh, that opens the window up for the other boys. So that's disappointing for him. He'll have his eye on the national title next weekend, and that was his last outing to get in a good practice run. He's going to see. He's just talking to one of the officials. Maybe he's going to see if he can run under protest.
We'll see, but we're just keeping an eye on the shot put as well too, Hayden, because Weshi is back in there with her 5th of 6 attempts, getting towards the conclusion now of the shot put. That's a better release that time, but it's drifting out to the right a bit.
Yeah, looks similar to the last one, so maybe just a tick under that 18 metre mark. And we can tell you that unfortunately Josh, with that false start, will not be able to run again. Always disappointing for the sprinters. You've prepared hard for this key event.
So Maloney now on the inside here. Let's see what Tom Maloney, second from the right, Justin Menezes. And it's going to be Maloney from Auckland, who is kicking clear here. He won the Capital Classic nicely last week, and he's got a good lead here as he goes to the line. Good effort there from him. Looked like a touch under 16 seconds. And it looked like Atwell came home in second. Let's swing back to the shot put. Here goes Val Adams with her 5th of 6 attempts. The last one was a foul, and that one's close to 20 metres as well. I reckon that might have been even better than her 1965.
I think that ring of tennis balls, the half tennis balls, is around about the mid-19s. So,
okay.
But she's got a smile on her face because again, all season long she's been in the 18s. So this is what we need to remember. At her best, she's in the high 20s. But she's getting back towards that 20-metre mark. Looks like another throw out in the mid-19s at least. You can see her just willing it on.
Let's have a look and see what her confirmed distance is. 12, no. Let's have a look here.
That was the triple jump.
1914.
Oh,
1914 nice. Was her effort in the 5th of 6 attempts. Now, I can tell you that Tom Maloney, his time is confirmed in that 110-metre hurdles. Here he is here, 15.25. He won by just over a second, with Atwell in second with 16.26 and Justin Menezes 17.53. False start, Josh Hawkins disqualified, so fingers crossed he'll get his start right at the Nationals next week.
And that's actually a personal best for Tom, so
good on him.
Well done, Tom. And picks up the win as well.
Oh, yeah, and he's actually 3/10 of a second faster than what he ran at Wellington, so well done to him.
So Jane Awonse preparing herself for the last jump of the night for her. Can she improve? I think she's been consistently in the low 11s with 11:29 her best.
In second place.
I guess the other challenge for these triple jumpers too is, I mean, you've got 6 attempts. You've got to try and peak every time, and you know there's a lot to think about. There's a lot of waiting around, Hayden. It's hard to get onto a flow, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how it is at track and field, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you learn all these little tricks as field athletes. They bring their blankets and their puffer jackets and make sure they stay nice and warm. You can see Anna Thompson with the track pants on, and this is where it comes in. You know, whacking all the muscles, waking everything up, getting yourself ready to go, because like you say, you've got a few minutes between rounds, and you need to come back and ask everything from your muscles, everything of your body, get all those muscle fibers going.
So here's Isma Galova again, and she failed, remember, with her last attempt, which we thought was going to be actually a pretty decent effort. She's still in second place. Sarah Cowley-Ross has passed these last 2 attempts, so we haven't seen her, but she's still holding third.
Yeah, and Diana, she's only a centimetre tonight off her personal best, so she knows she's in the form of her life, and she wants to finish it on a high. Anna Thompson is guiding the clap from the crowd just behind her. Here she comes, Diana Ismailova. Oh, pulls out of that one. Maybe a little bit too much energy on the runway, just sent her over the board. But she's happy. She'll go away with second place. As we go back to Rankinchita.
At the shot put, and she is currently holding, let's have a look here. Women's shot put is my, let's go back to my little scoreboard here. She's currently in 4th place, her best effort, 14 metres exactly. And now Kaya Tupu South from Takapuna, she's in 3rd at the moment with 15.79. So here she is, the last attempt for Kaya Tupu South. And got good range down the centre.
Yeah, good power across the circle as well. You saw that good rotation, just creating that torque, flinging out that shot put.
See what her last effort is. And here is, speaking of last efforts, here is Anna Thompson, who is going to win the women's triple jump and stay undefeated.
As she has all summer long.
Yeah.
She's just had a fantastic summer, and I'm sure she'll want to continue it on into
next week.
So
here she is. She's won. This is her 4th win of the summer out of 4 major events. Interest now, can she beat 12.71, which is what she's got here tonight.
You should just see that great technique. She maintains that speed through the step phase, that middle phase of the triple jump, and getting that good even rhythm. You can see here, not that often you'll see more beginner triple jumpers just shorten that middle phase of the jump. Oh, that one just outside of the range, and that's without the stoppers, that's going to roll for a while.
So where she's fouled is that completes her competition. She'll finish in 2nd, which is where she's been used to all summer. Now this is the last effort of the evening in the women's shot put. So far, Val Adams has exceeded 19 metres on 3 of her 5 attempts. Yeah, let's see if she can make it 4. 1965 is her best of the evening so far. Last effort, let's see Adams as she hauls it beyond 1950.
You know, I really think this is that's the body language of a woman who's just loving her current form, loving the trend of her season. You know, she's smiling, she's competing at home, and that's another plus, 19-metre plus throw. Maybe just getting away from her a little bit on the release. You can see her torso just closing off a little bit at that last little moment.
Let's just wait for her distance. 1936. Woo! It's been confirmed. So 4 times over 19 metres for Dame Valerie Adams, who wins, of course, the women's shot put. We'll be back in just a moment with more here from the Sir Graeme Douglas International here at Trust Stadium.
The North Shore and the Northwest, such great places to live. We live in them, we love them, and we support them.
All right, hope you're enjoying our coverage here of the Sir Graeme Douglas International Track and Field Meet here in Auckland. Certainly got great conditions, and we've had some events completed now. We've got 5 events that have been completed, and there is the confirmation of the women's shot put. Valerie Adams' best effort coming with her second throw of 1965, but the encouraging thing is she exceeded 19 metres on another 3 occasions, and she hasn't got close to 19 metres all summer until today. So congratulations to Dame Valerie Adams. Madison Weshies finished in second place with an best effort of 18.12. And as I go through my list here, that's her best effort of the summer as well, which is good. And Kaya Tupu South of Takapuna has finished in third with an effort of 15.79.
And that's another big PB for Kaya as well. So
yeah,
showing that improvement all summer long, just improving with the senior implements. So well done, Kaya. Onwards and upwards from here, chasing those women ahead of her, and what better woman to be chasing than junior world champion and of course the great.
One of the greats of all time, absolutely. All right, so well done to the women's shot put. Let's wrap up the women's triple jump. That is concluded now. Anna Thompson has finished with 12.86 as her best effort, so that's a very good effort from her. And as I go through my notes to see,
she finished really strongly right at the end with the best jump of the night. Not
quite best. Not quite her best of the summer, but she finished first and won her 4th straight event of the summer. Diana Ismagalova is in second with 12.15, and Sarah Cowley-Ross, who's going to join us in the commentary, will be happy to finish in third at 11.54, or maybe she won't. We'll ask her when she comes up and joins us in the commentary.
I'm sure she'll be happy to be back competing and being up there in the top 3. She'll have her eye on a medal, I'm sure, at the national champs next weekend. So fantastic to see Sarah Cowley-Ross, who's famed as a heptathlete and then a high jumper and now into the triple jump. So.
Yes, indeed.
And,
all right.
And it's kind of one of those things. If you're most unlikely events to transition to in your later years in competing would, in my mind, be the triple jump. Just so hard on your body. So it's so great to see Sarah competing so well.
Well, and let's just review once more for you. The men's pole vault was won by Etienne Duprier, and we've had the hurdles races as well on the track. And we had wins for Tom Maloney of Auckland after the disqualification due to a false start for Hawkins.
Yeah, Josh Hawkins.
And then well done to the winner of the women's 100-metre hurdles, who was
Amy Robertson.
Amy Robertson, yes, 3 times she's won over the summer. Right, so now we move to some new events for you very shortly. As you can see, the javelin throw is about to start for the women. Looking forward to that. Soon too we'll have a 800-metre race on the track for the women. The men's high jump. This is going to be a bit of a highlight. Hamish Kerr's been on a bit of a tear, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing him compete here again tonight as he chases an Olympic qualifying spot. And then at 7:20, so in about 25 minutes, we'll have the men's 800 metres on the track as well. So other than Hamish coming up, Hamish Kerr in the high jump, what else?
There he is.
Yeah, you're looking forward to the next half an hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Wherever you look right now, you can see national record holders. So you can see Tori Peters there, national record holder in the javelin. Hamish Kerr there with his coach, Terry Lomax. Fresh off his 2:31, just huge, just amazing to see him get that record outright. He'd equalled the New Zealand record before that, and now has stepped up and owns the record outright. So just great to see. I had a little chat to Hamish earlier in the weekend, and he said, he's to be honest, pretty exhausted after that. And he said, look at that, just a casual hop over a roughly 2 metre bar. But he emphasises the psychological just moment of it. Just he's been having his eye on that plus 230. Oh, speaking of more great athletes, Holly Robinson there, para silver medalist. So he's had his eye on that New Zealand record for a long time, and to finally do it, he was just over the moon, but psychologically a bit worn out. So we'll see how he bounces back, if he's still got that fire in his belly. The other mark, of course, that we want to see if he can get is that 233, which would be the auto qualifier for Tokyo. So that's 2 centimetres you'd need to add, and wouldn't it be fantastic to see that?
2 centimetres is nothing, isn't it, when you think about it?
Basically the width of the bar, isn't it?
It is incredible, isn't it? But then just that extra 2 centimetres can be such a challenge. In all seriousness, can't it?
If you don't have your singlet tucked in,
well, that's
could be the difference.
That's it. And of course, it doesn't. That bar doesn't need much encouragement to fall off, does it? So those are the events coming up over the next little while. Yeah,
the senior women's pole vault, you can see them warming up. It's going to be great to see Olivia and Imogen go head-to-head again. So Olivia improving her best this season up to 4:55, and then, of course, Imogen actually improving earlier in the season, late last year, to 4:50 personal best. So
Well, they were dead even in Wellington, weren't they?
4:31.
So I think McTaggart got it just on a countback. So, good competition going between those two at the moment.
Yeah, so without Eliza McCartney, who's still suffering with those Achilles niggles, and we really hope we can get her back to form for a Tokyo appearance this year. It's been a tough road for her. But it's great to have Olivia and Imogen just neck and neck, and that competition has been one to watch. So for those watching at home, send the text to your mates and get eyeballs on screen for this one, because a lot of New Zealand record holders and a lot of really close competition still to come. Jacko and Tom, that's the big battle as well to come in the men's shot put.
And that's set to go, folks, to remind you, at 7:45, so 45 minutes away from the men's shot put. We also have the final of the men's and women's 100 metres to look forward to. Zoe Hobbs in fantastic form at the moment in the women's 100 metres, and of course we've got that battle resuming between Usai Nketiah and the South African born
Tian Welpton,
who's been great. He looked great in the heats earlier too. She stride out to an easy win in his heat. So they're going to resume their battle. Joseph Miller out there too again.
And I'm loving this battle in the 100 metres. And the women, it's really the 200 metres is where the battle is, with Zoe just so dominant in the 100. But in the senior men's, it's just great to see Eddie being chased so hard by Tian. And then, like you say, Joseph Miller, New Zealand 200 metre record holder, former New Zealand champ in the 100 metres. He wants to teach these young bucks a thing or two and keep them honest as well. And look, there's a lot of guys not far behind as well. So senior men's 100 metre sprinting has been on the up the last couple of seasons. So much to come tonight.
Yes, indeed. And we can just actually give you the results of those heats. Of course, remember, you've got to take these times with a grain of salt, because all they need to do is finish in the top 3 to qualify. But also Nketiah's time in his heat win was 10:60. Joseph Miller 10:88, and then we had Welpton finishing in 10:58 to win heat number 2, just ahead of Smith from Waitakere. And then in the women, Zoe Hobbs 11:36. Pretty smart time there. However, the wind was blowing at 2.5 metres per second when she completed that sprint, and that's half a metre faster than the allowable time. So that's where that is. So we'll come back in just a moment. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on Sky Sport Next of the Sir Graeme Douglas International here at Trust Stadium. We'll be back with the women's javelin, the men's high jump in just a moment.
The North Shore and the Northwest, such great places to live. We live in them, we love them, and we support them.
Okay. All right, welcome back here to the Sir Graeme Douglas
Yeah, on screen here we have Tori Peters, so the national record holder, and she'll be looking to see if she can push out to a auto qualifier for Tokyo.
Yes, indeed. The women's javelin, she's still warming up, though. We're still not far away from that. We've got 4 athletes in this field here, Hayden. Tori Peters from Hamilton, Holly Robinson, Brianna Tirado, and Stephanie Rathel. Those are the 4 athletes, and Peters has dominated the women's javelin all summer. Here is a look at Holly Robinson from Otago. And that is her first throw of 6 this evening. Peters has won all 3 events that have been held this summer. The Potts Classic in Hawke's Bay, 56.25 was her best effort there. Cook's Classic down in Whanganui, 54.28. And the Porritt Classic, 54.51. Stephanie Rathel has finished second in 2 of those events. So keep an eye on Stephanie Rathel, the 32-year-old. But the women's javelin is now underway. And we have Peters' first effort was 48.79, and Robinson has had her first effort as well, and we're just awaiting confirmation of her distance for her first effort. 39.58 is for Holly Robinson. So now we have Brianna Tirado getting set for her first attempt.
So Brianna, yeah, she was silver medalist at the New Zealand Secondary Schools Champs in Tauranga in December. So another one of the athletes that we're seeing tonight stepping up into the senior ranks, seeing if they can mix it with the big girls.
And looks like it was close to 40 metres. Just waiting for confirmation of her distance.
Yeah, and at Porritt a couple of weekends ago, she threw a personal best with 45.86. So getting up around that 50-metre mark. And Holly Robinson, one of our great para athletes, silver medal at the Rio Paralympics and silver in Doha last year. 2019 now.
Yeah, 29. Yeah, the years go rolling by, mate.
Where did 2020 go? That's
exactly.
what I want to know.
Now, Stephanie Rathel here, as I touched on, second at the Cook's Classic and the Porritt Classic. And is that going to sail out towards 50 metres? It's a good throw. It's well into the 40 metres. Tirado's distance, by the way, folks, 38.73. That's been confirmed. So Rathel's, with that effort, will go into second place.
And she was your 2019 New Zealand champ, so she knows a thing or two about this event. As you say, been out to 55 metres plus before. As you can see that large T-shirt in the background there saying space for rent. That was Tom Walsh's T-shirt. So we're going to see him. He's on his warm-up. But we saw earlier this evening Dame Val getting back to her best. Certainly, is there such a thing as a post-baby PB? I think we need to have.
Yeah.
We need to have that. The PB, post-baby PB, because she's 1965 tonight. 1965. So that adds more than a metre to her best this season.
And she's just about to get presented with the trophy for winning the women's shot put here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International, and of course warming up for the National Track and Field Championships in Hawke's Bay next weekend.
So I said more than a metre. It's actually 79 centimetres. So I should do my maths before I speak too soon.
Yeah, just confirmation. They start on the 5th of March, which is next Friday, if my maths is correct.
Absolutely, and I had a chat to Athletics New Zealand CEO Pete Fitzinger, and he's just holding his breath every day, checking the COVID status around the country and just making sure, just give us 8 more days, please, of level 1, and we'll be able to have a clean summer. And what what a result that would be for us as a country. I think we're the only country in the world that can have full crowds, and Australia's been close, but they've had suffered from a few temporary lockdowns.
It's been really frustrating. I can only imagine the challenge that has presented itself for all administrators in sport. Now, Tori Peters got good flight on that one as it hauling out well over 50 metres.
Yeah, that looked
huge
good.
Improvement on her first throw there.
So Tori's one of those throwers who she likes to throw into a little headwind. It gives it a little bit of lift. Some throwers like to have it behind you, and I think often the men like it to come from behind you. Just the nature of the way that the javelin's set up with the different weightings.
Belle Adams there, just getting on the top of the podium, position she's been used to many times over her career. Quick replay there for you, and good to see the smile on the face.
She'll be particularly happy about this one, because last year she was just pipped at the post by one of our international guests. I think it was one of the Canadians who just pipped her in the final round. So she'll be happy to take this win as Holly Robinson comes into the runway with the javelin.
And that's mid-40s for her. Tori Peters 54.47. Her second throw confirmed. So that puts her comfortably in the lead at the moment.
Yeah, so Tori Peters, she's got a best this season of 56.25. Her national record is 62.04. So it's been a little bit off of that so far this season. The auto qualifier for Tokyo is 64 metres. So, that's another 10 metres away. So we may not see that tonight, but tonight for her will be about getting that consistency and also those valuable points on offer.
Not far away from a start on the men's high jump, and Hamish Kerr. That's coming up in just a moment for you here. And there is confirmation of the field in the men's high jump. Marcus Walton there of Canterbury, Josh Inger from North Harbour, Tom Maloney in there. We saw him in the hurdles earlier. Jaden Williamson, the 17-year-old from North Harbour, completing the field. But all eyes on Hamish Kerr after his wonderful effort at the Capital Classic last week. 2:31 he cleared, and he's very close to that qualifying standard now for Tokyo.
And all these boys are 2 metre plus jumpers. So if you've got a tape measure at home, just go up on the wall, put a little mark at 2 metres, and just consider, just even contemplate about putting your body over that mark, and then add another 31 centimetres. It is mind-boggling when you see it. And so real, true athletes in the high jump. And we've got the women's 800 metres coming up. Smaller field, but a quality young field. So a youthful-looking field, and these will be some names to keep an eye out for the future in the middle distance events.
Women's javelin continues. Tori Peters leading at the moment. There's Rothel's second throw, 54.47. Torado's second effort was 5 metres more than her first, 43.56. And Holly Robinson also improved on her first throw with 40.25. So we're just waiting for Stephanie Rothel now for her second throw. The women's 800 metres not far away from starting. So Macy Hilton from Auckland on the inside lane in lane number 3. Christy Solomon in lane number 4. Lane number 5, Sophie Atkinson from Auckland. Stella Peerless from North Harbour in the outside lane in number 6. And we're underway in the women's 800 metres. So just a four runners in this race. I always reckon the 800 metres is that brutal distance, isn't it? I mean, you watch the world's best go, they're sprinting it. And I'm thinking, how is it possible to even sprint for 800 metres?
Absolutely. It's one of the killer events. And you basically, the technique of the way you do it is run the first 400 as fast as you can, and then just basically hang on. It's not exactly right, but it's off to a reasonably quick start. So 30 seconds if that clock was correct. So nice and quick. Stella Peerless, she's got the quickest time out of these 4. She's got a 2:08 to her name. She represented New Zealand at the World Uni Games in 2019. So let's see this come through. I imagine they'll come through in about 63, 64, which will be a good solid time for a lot of these athletes.
All right, so it's Peerless leading at the moment. At the moment, it's Atkinson in second. She's just been overhauled by Solomon. There it is, about 65 seconds for that first lap. But it looks like Solomon's moving nicely there into second place, just tailing behind the taller runner, Peerless, and getting nice shelter from that wind too, which is just still coming from that direction, left to right as we look at it now.
Yeah, and this is where, for Stella, leading into that wind, that'll hit them on this back straight, and we'll see, Christy Solomon, she's in the absolutely perfect position, and she's going round, she's making her move. In the 800 metres, you only get one move, and so it has to pay off here. She's got 200 metres left to run. Those arms are pumping now.
Well, let's see what Peerless can respond with here, but at the moment it is Solomon who's moved into first place. Peerless looks like she's got something in. Atkinson right in the mix as well. Good race here with Hilton out of it at the moment. Atkinson with 100 to go on the outside. What kick does she have? Can Solomon hold on? Peerless, what a great finish. And it is Atkinson who's coming down the outside. Great race from Sophie Atkinson, and she wins from Peerless. And Solomon just ran out of gas.
Yeah, well, I said that Christy Solomon was in the perfect position with 250 metres to go, but I also said you only get one move. Now, if you play that one move slightly too early, it can really count against you, and you saw there she just ran out of gas with 50 metres to go. But playing the perfect move was that young girl, Sophie Atkinson, just 19 years of age, came through for the win, perfectly timed. It's a patience game, the 800 metres, because you know that those women ahead of you are going to be just as tired as you are, and potentially more tired if they've had to do a lot of that leading. So well done there, Sophie Atkinson.
Yes, indeed. An unconfirmed time of 2:11.32. She wins the 800 with Peerless in second at 2:11.77, and Solomon finishing in third in 2:12.59. Let's have a look at Tori Peters in the women's javelin, who's currently the leader of the women's javelin. And she had her third throw at the moment. We'll get confirmation as we go back to the women's javelin in just a moment.
Yeah, here's Brandon Tirado.
Here we are. Let's have a look here.
To the mid-40s as we bring up the results.
Yes, Peter's third throw was 54.47, so only 3 centimetres shorter than her second of her three events. She's currently leading. Robinson's fouled her third throw, and Tirado, we're just waiting now for her distance for her third throw. She's currently holding third place behind Rothel and Peters.
And I'm going to grab the roving mic and see if we can track down some of these athletes. In particular, I'm going to
Dame Bell.
See if we can track down Dame Bell and see how happy she is. But I'll hand over to Sarah Cowley-Ross, who looks pretty happy reasonably happy after being back in the competing ring. So I'll hand it over to you too.
Good stuff, thanks Hayden. Let's have a look at Stephanie Rothel now, who's on the javelin run-up, and it looks like she's hauled it out to in the early 40s, which won't match her 48.20 in throw number 2. Don't forget we have the high jump continuing, or the men's high jump is just about to start. It's due to start at 7:15. The men's 800 metres is coming up at 7:20, and then we move into the women's and men's 100 metres, which are coming up at 7:30 and 7:35 respectively. That is going to be interesting for some great sprinting action coming up in those races. So we'll be back. We continue the javelin and start the men's high jump in just a moment.
The North Shore and the Northwest, such great places to live. We live in them, we love them, and we support them.
Well, I hope you're enjoying our coverage here of this track and field meet. The Sir Graeme Douglas International here from Truss Arena in Auckland. And we're moving through the program quite nicely at the moment. And we are now about halfway through the women's javelin, and we are underway in the men's high jump. And there's a nice effort there from Tom Maloney at 1.86 m. So we're in the early stages of this competition. Tom Maloney earlier won the 110 metre hurdles, which was a good effort from him. So comfortable clearance there for Tom Maloney. Also in this field, Jaden Williamson, Marcus Walton, Josh Inger and Hamish Kerr, of course, who we're keeping our eye on. All the other 4 competitors in the men's high jump have passed up the opportunity to enter the competition at 1.86. So we'll see them later in the competition as we move back to the women's javelin. That was Holly Robinson with her 4th attempt. So we've now moved through to the last half of that competition. She's currently holding 4th, 40 metres and 25 is her best effort. So the 2 events going at the moment, the men's high jump and the women's javelin, and then the next event on the track is due to start soon. It's the men's 800 metres. It's due to start in just a few minutes' time, and that's a good effort there over the high jump bar there for Marcus Walton, who has cleared 1.91 m at his first attempt. Torado, good shape on that javelin as she's out in the mid-40s there. That will be close to her best effort of 43.56, may even exceed it. We will see. Sarah Cowley-Ross has joined us in the commentary now. How are you backing up after your effort in the triple jump, Sarah?
I'm ready for to sit down and enjoy a night of athletics. It's a beautiful evening at the Trust Stadium in out West Auckland.
Sure
and
is.
It's a pleasure to be now sitting in the box next to you.
Yeah, cool.
In one piece.
Absolutely, well done.
Thank you.
You won't be too stiff tomorrow with only 3 jumps, will you?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, I've had a sacroiliac joint issue, so triple jump isn't probably the best thing for it, but I feel I'm really glad to have got out here tonight and had a couple of jumps under my belt before Nationals next week.
Good stuff. Here's Stephanie Rothel with her 4th throw in the javelin. Currently in 2nd place, 48.20 is her effort. She's currently about 6 metres behind the leader at the moment, Tori Peters, who's been dominant in that event all summer. And there we are back to the high jump. We've got 4 competitors now underway. All of them have cleared 191 at their first attempt, so the bar's going to be moved up to 196 as the runners get set for the 800 metres now in the men's. So lots of excitement in the 800 metres. And here is the lineup for the field. John Paul Bellardi in lane number 1. William Johnston from Auckland in lane number 2. And we also have Dominic on Dickey in lane number 3. Noah McDiarmid in lane number 4. Daniel Roswell, lane number 5. Lane number 6 will be Joseph Morgan, Hector Farmer in 7, and Matthew Taylor in lane 8. That's the lineup for the men's 800 metres. Not too far away from starting as we go back to the women's javelin. Good arc on that effort as it goes over 50 metres from Tori Peters. Best so far, 54.47, Sarah. What do you think? How's she going?
Well, it's really critical event for Tori tonight because she really needs to get some good points in terms of the World Athletics ranking point system. I'm sure she'll be eking out a little bit more, wanting to eke out a little bit more, and she's definitely got some great power going into the jab. It's just lining it up, and unfortunately that athlete there has not lined that up.
That's Josh Inger, who's failed at 196. That's his first attempt though.
He's a promising athlete, Josh Inger. We've got some great young high jumpers, and it's awesome to see how much Hamish Kerr has just elevated the standard of that event in New Zealand. Not only his own performance, but then in turn, it takes these juniors to another height as well.
Maloney just clips the heels there at 196 as well. But you're right. Yes, when I read last week that Hamish had cleared 231, I thought, oh wow, that's a bit of a shock, a very pleasant one. You know, I know you got close earlier, 227 in the summer, Sarah, but that's a fantastic effort, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And to me, honestly, and to the high jump, I guess, community, it's not a shock because he's been capable of that height. It's awesome to see. I've bumped into Glenn Howard, who he shared the record with before last weekend. And that's unfortunate there, just narrowly clipping those heels. So either needs to change where his runner is just slightly or just rotate faster over the bar.
Exactly. Well, Hamish Kerr, we haven't seen him enter the competition yet. Of course, he's passing in all these lower heights. We'll see him come into the effort a little bit later on. Here we go with the men's 800 metres now. And we're underway, and there's a false start. Well, we've got 6 runners out there. Looks like
might be 5 soon.
Yeah, well, exactly. Let's see what the officials, how they sort this out. It's brutal, isn't it, nowadays with false starting? There's just no room for any error at all.
I'm not exactly
that was the replay.
Yeah.
That looked inconclusive, I've got to say. Yeah, that looked inconclusive on the replay.
Yeah, and just looking at the official then, that looks like a warning. So let's hopefully get underway smoothly this time. They're off.
They are indeed. Ondieki has not started in lane number 3. So here is the field. We've got 7 runners in the men's 800 metres. They're making a good start as in lane number 5, Daniel Roswell. He strides out to a good lead as they just approach that back straight where they're running into that slight breeze at the moment, Sarah.
Yeah, it is can be quite nasty down that back straight, but the wind is swirling in this sort of cauldron of an amphitheatre stadium. I've run a few 800s here and heptathlons. It can be a bit of a task out there if you're out there by your in the front, but these guys will be finding their rhythm as we go through 300, looking at the splits and just coming into the last lap of their race.
Yeah, Roswell's got a good lead at the moment. Good 10-metre lead here. He's kicking nicely at the moment, but there's still 400 metres to go, so he's only halfway through the race. Holding second at the moment is number 6, lane 6, Joseph Morgan. Time of 54.35 in that first 400 there, Sarah.
Yeah, let's see how he goes down the back straight now as those chasing athletes.
Well, they don't seem to be making any headway whatsoever, as Roswell, if anything, might have extended his lead by a couple of metres. Holding second is Morgan at the moment. McDermott is currently in third from Palmerston North. Those 3 look as though they're well clear of the others, but it's all Daniel Roswell from Christchurch here who has led from start to finish. This is a fine run, and you'd think this is an unassailable lead as he comes into the last 100 metres. An excellent run coming in here from Daniel Roswell, who has absolutely blitzed the 800 metres. Fantastic run from him. No one else in the frame. Roswell comes home in first place. Coming home in second is Noah McDermott. And in third, it is Joseph Morgan, who's come in third place. And the time, 1:53.24, unofficial at the moment.
Yeah, great run there by Noah McDermott to come through there in that last 200. Really strong, and that's some really great front running from Daniel Roswell, who hopefully he'll be happy with that performance.
Wow, Christchurch Avon runner really did he ran his own race pretty much, Sarah, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He looks like he's still alive at the finish too, still walking round, so that's always a good sign. And as the competitors there just finished 800, it's not a pleasant feeling to run an 800, I'm not going to lie. But they seem to be still standing. I certainly wouldn't be at this point. So,
well done to Daniel Roswell. Great run from him. Right, I think Hamish, who was commentating earlier, is back as our roving reporter, and he's caught up with a very special guest. Hayden, come on in.
We're just tracking her down. I don't know if you're available, Val, now for a quick chat. Oh, awesome. Let's come in on. Oh no, here we go.
She's back again.
Yeah, she's back. So 4 numbers, 1965. That must feel pretty happy.
Absolutely, I am absolutely ecstatic, to be honest. I am just so happy and just like this smile is not going to go away anytime soon. I've worked so hard. It's just making my time in Christchurch it's all being paid off now. I know there's still more to come, and I'm looking forward to that. But today was a great day.
Yeah, does it feel like your old self? Like, is that sort of like, oh, here it goes again?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in the last 3 competitions, I know what that feels like, and I know what an executed throw feels like. And I needed to go back and actually study my own videos when I was at the top of my game, and go back to what that felt like. And I had a massive training session this week in particular to try and emphasize that feeling. And today I was able to execute it. So I am very, very happy. And more importantly, I'm happy to do that in front of my family, who are all here, in front of my children. This is probably the last time they're going to see me compete in New Zealand this year. So next one's in Hastings. They're not going to be there. But for me to be able to do this, it's a post 2 babies PB. I haven't thrown this far in 3 years, before I had my daughter Kimwana. So to be able to do that and back it up with really good consistent throwing is massive. But hopefully this just continues to inspire mums and athletes who actually want to continue doing athletics or doing their sport after having children. You can you can come back. It's possible. I've just done it. Hopefully I'm able to inspire more people to do that. And for others who were doubting me, hopefully just stops that. I basically confirmed in my brain and me physically and mentally Tokyo now, and all of that hard work and being away from my family has paid off. So I'm so happy. I'm just so bleeping happy. I really am.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, I'm getting tingles on my arm, just how epic this is, and look, this could be your last time competing in Auckland. Do we say that?
I said this year.
This year, right?
Thank you. Let's just
let's not put anything on it.
In Auckland this year, yeah, because Hastings is the next Nationals, and then I'm back in Christchurch. So,
What are you going to do at Nationals if you almost added a metre to your season's best?
To be honest, in Nationals, I really want to just continue building on today. Finding that consistency and continuing to work on that execution. Physically, we're still working on that. I have been picked apart, and I must say a massive thanks to Dale for, first of all, taking up this challenge, and secondly, believing in me and sticking by me right up until today. It wasn't an easy move for me, physically, mentally and emotionally, but it's something that, my hard work has paid off today. And there's a group of people, in Christchurch I've been able to work with that's made that possible. And up in Auckland, there's so many people that I'm very grateful for, but my massive inspirations are tonight, and that is my 2 babies. So that's all I can ask for.
Oh, awesome. Well, you're an inspiration to a nation, and keep at it, and we're really looking forward to seeing what you can do next weekend.
Thank you. I'm going to just dab it out. Yay!
All right, back to you guys. Well done, Dame.
Thanks, Hayden. Well done. I wondered where he was risking, quite frankly, getting a shot put thrown at him when he got into a bit of trouble there with that interview. But well done. Excellent effort from Dame Valerie Adams today. Just repeating her effort today, 1965 was her best throw. So a great effort.
Yeah, and you can just see how happy she is. It's almost relief really in her eyes, and how wonderful that she can do it in front of her family, her children, and maybe we'll see her again in Auckland, maybe we won't. Oh. But if that's the last one, then I think that's a real clear sign for Tokyo, a real clear sign for Val Adams. Having 2 babies and coming back is phenomenal.
Well, you get the feeling there's more in her too, more improvement coming, and she might need it too, Sarah, at the Olympics in a few months' time. So as we know, the competition is hot the world over at the moment. Right, we've got another 800 metres race. This is James Harding out in front at the moment. James Preston currently holding 2nd place here in the men's 800 metres.
Look for Preston.
Yeah, he's been in excellent form, hasn't he?
And look for Beddoes.
Yeah, Alex Beddoe, and he's number 4. He's in 3rd place currently at the moment. These two had a terrific clash at the Capital Classic last week. I think there was only 100th of a second between them, so it came down to those two. So Harding 53.68, Preston 53.94. So this is the top 3 here. Currently it's Dominic Devlin holding in 4th place, and these 4 have kicked well and truly clear.
That's the pacemaker. Don't panic.
They're good. Yes, I've realised that now. Thank you. Yes, James Preston is currently kicking clear here of Beddoe. What has Dominic Devlin got he looks like he might be settling for third place. So into the home straight here, and here it is. It's Harding and Preston. What's Beto got? Has he got him down the outside? He hasn't. It's going to be James Preston who's going to win the 800 metres. Look like mid-148s in that race.
Well, he'll be happy about that after being pipped to the post the other week by Alex from the representative of the Cook Islands, resident in New Zealand. And that's a solid run out there. Well done to the pacemaker for hopefully hitting the splits that the boys wanted. But another great battle, and I think we're lining up for some great battles at Nationals, and the men's 800 is certainly going to be one of them. I agree, actually. Going back through all the results this summer, there's been some really good efforts. And, of course, it all comes on the line next week. Yeah. It's great. James Preston's such a talent, a really talented junior, had a few years in the wilderness with injury, but having a really good season and really nice to see those battles. Also, Hamish Carson there in that race. We'll probably see him in the 1500 at Nationals next week, Rio representative. And this is Williamson, clear at 2:01 on his third attempt. Doesn't matter. He's over the bar. Yeah, well done to him too. Yes, just back to Hamish Carson. Finished fifth there, 1:53.08 was his time. So that was the men's 800 metres. We're now moving forward on the track to the men's and women's 100 metres. Women's 100 metres first. Men's high jump is continuing. We should actually give you a summary of the men's high jump at the moment, with us concentrating on a few other events. At the moment, it is Marcus Walton, Jaden Williamson and Josh Inger, who are still all in the event. Tom Maloney has failed 3 times at 2:01, so he will finish in 5th place. Hamish Kerr, we're waiting for him, of course, to enter the competition. Walton, Williamson and Inger still going at 2:01. Let's go back to Hayden. We're going back to Hayden. Come in, Hayden.
Thank you, guys. Yes, I've got the winner of the senior men's 800 metres here, James Preston, who's had a great season after 2020. You were out with injury, and now you've just been clocking sub 150 after 150. Congratulations on the win, and how did it feel out there?
Oh, yeah, it felt pretty good. I mean, coming from Pirate 2 weeks ago, that was pretty tough at the last 150, so felt pretty strong compared to that, which was nice, so yeah.
And so, first of all, let's talk about coming in. Great pacing there from, was it James Harding? And you come in, get that headwind with about 300 metres to go. How did that feel? Was it not too bad?
It wasn't too bad. Really lucky to have James there to sort of tow us through that 500 metre mark. Stepped off, sort of pushed into that back straight, so it wasn't too bad. So, yeah.
Cool. And Alex Fideau's been chasing you down kind of all season long. Did you hear his footsteps coming up behind you? Yeah,
I heard him coming. Pretty good to have the guy there, sort of someone chasing you, so it makes it more fun than just running solo, so yeah.
Awesome. And how are you feeling about hopefully getting a national title next weekend?
I mean, it's not quite the field that I wanted to be there. You sort of want to beat all the guys, but I can't complain, so just try and run fast and see what happens.
Awesome. Well done for another successful night, and may this good season continue.
Perfect. Cheers.
Yeah, James Preston. Congratulations to him winning the 800 metres. Not too far away from the start in the women's 100 metre final. Zoe Hobbs in fantastic form. That's going to be underway in about 5 minutes. The men's 100 metres will follow after. And this man here, Tom Walsh, he has been playing second fiddle to Jack O'Gill in the men's shot put this summer. That event starts in 10 minutes. Tom Walsh, can he produce something special like Dame Valerie Adams did?
His training partner now, just noting on his T-shirt there, space for rent. He is looking for a apparel sponsor, so pretty clear message there if anyone's out there and wants to back Team Walsh. But yeah, he'll be looking for a performance tonight like Dame Valerie's in terms of stepping up, because he hates losing to Jacko, but Jacko has been in sensational form as he goes through his paces there. Just an incredible mover in the circle, very dynamic. And him and Jacko, two big beasts, they move differently. And you can see there he's just practiced for the kids at home, practicing his left side as well, just to get that rhythm, find his flow, and get into the space where he can do some damage. And we see there Marcus Walton at the high jump, second attempt 2:06. He'll be looking to clear that. I'd like him to tuck his singlet in.
Yeah,
at
well,
the back.
he failed twice at 2:01, but cleared to stay alive in the competition. In fact, Williamson and Inga did the same as well. All right, we'll come back with more from the Sir Graeme Douglas International Track and Field Mate in just a moment. Lots to look forward to with the men's shot put and the 100-metre finals coming up.
The North Shore and the Northwest, such great places to live. We live in them, we love them, and we support them.
All right, we're just getting organised for the next exciting part of this evening of track and field. Tom Walsh warming up for the shot put. There's Jack O'Gill just off to the right of screen there in the black today. How many times has Jack O'Gill beaten them this summer? I think it's 3 times, isn't it? So that's going to be some battle.
I believe it's 4 now.
Yeah.
That's Pirate Classic. Here's Marcus Wilton. Can he get this 3rd attempt? Oh, no. Unfortunate miss there for Marcus. I actually, after Hamish Kerr jumped the New Zealand national record last week, I actually thought that it was Marcus Wilton congratulating him. Turns out it was actually James Sandiland, the hurdler. So great to see him out competing tonight. He missed last week. He'll be a little bit, I guess, happy to be out there, but always wanting more, as we see the women's javelin results there on screen.
Confirmed results there, and it's Tori Peters winning again, 54-47. She's been in pretty good form all summer. That's her 4th win in a row in the major track and field events of the summer. Holly Robinson finishing in 2nd place. Well, in fact, she didn't finish in 2nd place. It was Stephanie Rothwell who finished in 2nd place once again, just behind Tori Peters. So congratulations to all the javelin throwers as we get set for the women's 100 metres. And I know you've run plenty of 100-metre sprints in your time too, Sarah. What stands Zoe Hobbs ahead of the rest at the moment, do you think?
At the moment, she's in a class of her own, really, and she comes out fast. She has an incredible stride rate, and she's able to keep going, able to really use her power that she's generating, straight from the gun. Really good reactor as well, generally. But I know that is an area where she has thought where she could improve on. But it will be interesting to see what she does tonight. She's ready. She's hungry for that New Zealand national record of Michelle Seymour's set in 1993. She's got the New Zealand resident record when her first race of this year, 11:35. She's had a little bit tricky conditions, but since then. But I think that if she just takes the pressure off herself, thinks about her process, then we might see something special. If not tonight, maybe next week.
What is actually, for those who don't know, what is that record that Michelle Seymour has?
So it's 11:32, and so Zoe's personal best time, which is the resident record as well, because Michelle set that time in Melbourne. So that's the difference. The resident is in New Zealand. The national is anywhere in the world. Sometimes, obviously, they're the same, like Hamish's last week. So it's a long record that I know Michelle would want to break. Well, she has said that she would want to break. I've spoken to her in a locker room story that I've written on Zoe. So we wait and see. But it's also great to see athletes like Natasha Eady in shot there, who's really stepped up this season. Simone Tamafuna also had a great breakthrough season, 11:84. I think she's run just a fraction faster than that, but that was her PB until a few weeks ago. And Brooke Summerfield there on inside of Simone. This is the thing, is that we've got this squad of athletes coming for Zoe. And I think if one of them can just edge into 11:40, 11:50 shape, that would be fantastic for relay potential.
Indeed. All right, well, Zoe Hobbs, there she is. She's running in lane number 6. She won her heat in 11:36. That's only 4/100ths of a second outside that New Zealand record, but it was wind assisted. However, the wind has died down now. So Zoe Hobbs in lane number 6 is the one to keep your eye on. Brooke Summerfield in lane number 1 from Tauranga. Simone Taufunai from North Harbour in lane number 2. Natasha Edie from North Harbour in lane 3. Georgia Hulls from Hastings in lane number 4. Brianna Stevenson from North Harbour in lane 5. Zoe Hobbs in lane 6. Marielle Venida from Pakuranga in lane 7. And Brianna Irving in lane 8. And she is from Gisborne. The 2 winners of the heats were Hobbs in 11:36 and Georgia Hulls in 11:69. So all set now for the women's 100 metres. They have a tailwind as well, which is really ideal conditions here for what could be a record-breaking sprint here for Zoe Hobbs in the women's 100 metres. And they're away, and it's a false start, in fact. Let's see if we can pick up anything here on the replay. Let's have a look here. Keep your eye on the outside lanes here. A couple of twitches in lane 7 and 8 there. That was Venida and Irving.
It will be interesting to see what the officials do here. Technically, no, I'm no rule master. So maybe I'm going to say something and people are going to hound me on the chat. Make my day, that'll be fine. But realistically, I think that they'll actually be given a warning there. So pretty lucky, I think, really. But that's great. It's great for these girls to have this opportunity to run against Zoe because they're the younger girls in the field. And let's see what they can do.
Yeah, Zoe Hobbs, 24 years of age.
Slightly cooler, but the wind is favourable.
So she's third from the left, Zoe Hobbs. Underway in the 100 metres final, and Zoe Hobbs got a good start inside her too. They're going well as Stevenson Hulls in lane 4, but Hobbs over these last 50 metres, and she hits the line nice and strong, and it looked like the time. We will see what the confirmed time will be, but Zoe Hobbs has won yet again, and she's been in excellent form all summer long. Let's see if she's got that record. 11:45 is the unconfirmed time, so she's about 13/100ths of a second outside the record, Sarah.
Yeah, it just looked a bit tight there in the last 20 metres there for Zoe, but, you know, some really good progress tonight, 11:3, 11:4. That will bring her confidence going into next weekend. Hastings, hopefully a bit warmer than tonight. It has dropped a little bit. It does make a difference to the sprinters' core temperature, but you can see there on the replay she gets out so well, so powerful, and then just slightly stiff in those last 20 metres. But she'll go back. She'll learn from this, and I'm sure it is just added bonus fuel to the fire. And more points as well for her in terms of this is a continental bronze meet. World Athletics points are on offer, and she needs to be making sure that she got the win and she got a good time. So she's ticked those boxes tonight, and as we come and see the times
yes, it's all confirmed. 11:45 now for Zoe Hobbs. Georgia Hulls has finished in second. She really finished strongly. 11:64. Brooke Summerfield has finished in third at 11:84. So congratulations to all the sprinters in the women's 100 metres final. And Zoe Hobbs, another win for her over the summer as we swing back to the men's high jump. And the bar at the moment there set at 2:18 now, in fact. 2:18 it's gone up to. Yes, 2:18.
And now we've actually got Hamish down at the finish line with the winner of the 100 metres, Zoe.
Absolutely. So I've got another successful 100 metres here from Zoe Hobbs. 11.45 was it tonight? How did it feel out there? You got a bit of a grimace on your face, not totally satisfied?
Yeah, not totally satisfied. The heat, I had a bit of a stumble at the start, and I kind of wanted to push that hard, but after the stumble. I don't know, it's reassuring to run that time in the heat, despite kind of having a muck up, but wasn't able to pull it through tonight in the final.
Still undefeated in the 100 this year. The 200, how's that going? You've had a few little hiccups from that for your high standards, I mean.
Yeah, I've only done two 200s this season, and it's a bit of a funny one, like it's quite a short season. I think at this point I'm definitely focusing more on the 100, putting all my eggs in that basket, and then whatever happens in the 2 is a bonus. Yeah.
Awesome. Now you got your legs strapped up a little bit. How's the body treating you? Are you in one piece? No niggles? Or?
There's a couple of niggles. Feel like I'm walking on thin ice at the moment, but there's only 1 week to go with nationals, so as long as I can manage until then I'll be happy.
Some nice warm toasty weather in the Hawke's Bay, and maybe another crack at that national record.
Yeah, definitely. That's the goal, so we'll see what happens.
Well, awesome to see you back out, and great to see you in fine form again, and all the best for next weekend.
Thank you.
All right, thanks Hayden, and congratulations to Zoe.
The thing I like about Zoe is that she's not actually afraid to say, hey, I want that record, that's my goal, and that's what I'm going after.
100% agree with you, Sarah, and I love the fact that she wants more. That's a really good sign. We should be excited by the fact she's not satisfied, and continually wanting to improve is what it's all about for her. So good on her, and fingers crossed she can tick all those goals off at some way down the track. Right, let's swing now to the men's shot put. Here's Tom Walsh. Jack O'Gill's thrown 19-11 in his first attempt. Here's Walsh's first attempt. You want to beat Jack O'Gill today, and it's nudged up towards what we're more likely to see from Tom Walsh. He has a season's best at the moment, Sarah, of 21.46. And we're away in the 100 metres men's final now, and here goes Osai and Ketcher, but it's Welton on the inside in lane 4. Looks like Tian. What? Oh no, he's blown a hammy. Can you believe it? Oh, no way. And Osai and Ketcher has got the win. That is a heartbreaking finish for Tian Welton, who had that race all won. That is extraordinary. What a finish.
Well, I think Eddie was coming, and Tian has had an exceptional season, and that is so devastating for him and his team. But you can just see there, it's just an awful, awful image when you look at that. And you can see Eddie straight away coming. They are good friends off the track, but they love the competition on. So we'll wait for those times to come through.
10.46 for Osai and Ketcher. Joseph Miller's come home in second in 10.69. All these times are unofficial at the moment. Tommy Tapuni has come home third, just 100th of a second faster than Mogamad Smith. And as we're back to the high jump, but you've got to feel for Tian. Well, we were just wanting that real head-to-head race, and it never happened.
Absolutely. Really disappointing there, but, hopefully it's not too serious. Sprinters, though, they need to be like 95, 100% before they'll even take the track. And it's a shame for him and his team. And also, the thing as well is that Eddie needs Tian, and Tian needs Eddie. So we want to see those fast times. We want to see that New Zealand record broken. We want to see these guys pushing for selection. And they need each other, so that's a real shame for Tian, and hopefully it's not too bad. As he limped across the line, he knew it was, you just see that grab as we look now on the screen. That's Nick Palmer.
Yeah, Nick Palmer currently in third on the men's shot put, 17.93. Can tell you that Tom Walsh opened with a 20.90 effort, so he is holding first place at the moment.
And I think that's actually a PB for Nick Palmer. I've got on my sheet 17.77, so hopefully that is a PB. Let's see what I can do. I
got Palmer 17.91 actually.
Okay, well there we go. It is a PB.
PB, yeah, 17.91 at the Porritt Classic last week.
Okay, I haven't updated my.
Yeah.
That's from the ITM.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's great. Great to see Nick get off. Let's hope he can get over 18 metres, which will be significant for him this evening.
Well, we've got plenty of events still going on. Of course, the women's pole vault is underway. We've had the women's and the men's 100 metres. Men's shot put is underway. The men's long jump is about to start as well. And Nick Palmer's second effort, 17.98. So he's gone even better. So well done to Nick Palmer. They warm up for the men's long jump. Tom Walsh at the moment, 20.90. Jacko Gill, 19.11. Those are the two opening throws. And we've got Big Jacko coming up to compete in his second throw now in the shot put.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that first round.
No.
Let's see what he does.
He's done a 21.52 twice this summer, so he's got a lot more improvement in him. You do 2 metres more than that. There goes Gill. Winds up. That's a much better effort, and that is going to be very close to what Tom Walsh threw in his first attempt.
Yeah, great throw there by Jacko. Let's see what the tape says. The electronic tape these days.
Good to see Jacko Gill at somewhere near his best after
At
all
his
these years,
best.
isn't
At
it?
his best.
Isn't it?
It's wonderful, and it's great for Tom. This has been a huge challenge for him, but hopefully we see him rise to that challenge. And just waiting that measurement for Tom, for Jacko.
21.01. 21.01, he's taken the lead.
Game on. It's game on.
Taking the lead. Walsh now has got to find another 22 centimetres. In fact, it's just been upgraded. Hang on, what's happening here? My scorecard is going crazy. Let's just wait for Walsh and see what he can throw here as he winds up here. Out it goes, and that is nudging what he threw earlier, but he doesn't look particularly happy, Sarah.
No, he's not happy with that. So your body language out of the circle tells you a lot as we see that long jumper. There's a red flag, and in the background, while all that was happening, was Hamish Kerr.
Has entered the high jump.
He's well over,
yeah, 224.
224. That's his second attempt. So let's see what he takes the bar to now. Because it's, 228 he's going to have his next attempt at. It's always a little bit, now he needs to raise that bar higher, but you don't want to take it higher that it's psychologically too big a step. Last week he went to 27, so this week he's gone to 28, and that will allow him hopefully to clear that height, get more points. There's a little bit of a crowd building at the high jump there. Some of the high jump elite of New Zealand down there watching, out to see Hamish Kerr tonight, which is just wonderful to see.
Yeah. Jacko Gill, we can confirm now, there was a slight glitch with the score, live scoring, but Jacko Gill at 21.05 for his second throw. He leads Tom Walsh at the moment by 15 centimetres. That's where we are at the moment.
And I believe we've got Hayden down at the finish line with RTB, Tori Peters, winner of the women's javelin.
Absolutely. So Tori Peters here again, another successful night with the win, back into the mid-50s. But you said before, you're still kind of getting over those injuries from last year and trying to find that little piece in the puzzle to get back into the 60s.
Yeah, really just struggling at the moment just to find my rhythm on the track and sort of be one with my javelin, I guess, into that little headwind. Tonight I just didn't quite hit them clean enough through the point, and just, like I said, couldn't find my rhythm quite on the track there. But the last week I've had a really good training week, and I just definitely feel like I'm building well into Nationals next week. Yeah,
and as far as Tokyo goes, the auto qualifier is 64, so it's still quite a ways out. But points-wise, you're sitting really good. So kind of what's the plan between here and hopefully Tokyo?
Yeah, well, the aim would be just to throw an outright qualifier, wouldn't it? Yeah. One and done, and then we can prepare. But we do have a plan B, and we'll have to wait and see what that actually looks like with Australia and things like that, shutting up shop for a bit. So, hopefully I can put a performance out there next week in Hawke's Bay, and like I said, one and done, and prepare for Tokyo. So until then, we'll just take it a week at a time and see how we're tracking.
And weather-wise, what do we need for Hawke's Bay for a big throw? Nice gentle headwind, 30-degree summer day in Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be awesome if we could get a slight headwind again, and if I can control my tip of my javelin, then even better. So yeah, I reckon if we can get something like that on the day, we'll be happy.
Awesome. Well, all the best and well done tonight.
Cool, thank you.
Tian Peters, congratulations to her, and thank you, Hayden. She's doing a sterling job.
Sorry, that's Tori Peters. She will be looking for a good distance next week. Jacko Gill entering the circle. Look at Tom Walsh there in the background.
Here's Gill, 21.05. He's the leader at the moment. Walsh should be seeing through those closed eyelids. Here comes Gill, and he's got some good purchase on that one, and that's up there, 21 metres again.
Yeah, these boys are out here tonight. They mean business. Every time they compete, it's game on. And this season's really shown, Jacko's come out, he's been so consistent.
Oh, let's go back to Hamish Kerr. Here comes Hamish Kerr ready to go with an attempt here.
2:28, first attempt.
Come on, Hamish. Yes!
Oh, yes!
He is on fire at the moment.
Yep, that's great. That's a fantastic jump for Hamish. Really good first attempt, and great to get on that first attempt. Last week he had so many on the third attempt, and it just took the sting out of his legs, he said, by the time he got to 2:33. Look at that replay there. He just holds that bend in those nice positions to allow him to travel up and over the bar so nicely.
Here's Walsh. Gill, 20.95, so he's 10 centimetres shorter than his second attempt. Walsh, 20.9. So Jacko Gill has thrown recorded two distances further than Walsh has at the moment. Men's 400 is about to start as well, but we're keeping an eye here on Tom Walsh.
I think they're delaying the shot put.
Yeah, the men's 400 is underway. And we've got Matthew Eddy in lane 4 at the moment, Flynn Marshall in lane 5. Liam McKellar in lane 6 at the moment. And Jaden Movold and Stephen Thorpe is in this field. Jeremiah Rogo will go back to Tom Walsh as we have a look at the big fella. Let's see if he's got something special this time, and that looked a really good effort.
Oh, and he stuck out the front.
Oh, it's a red flag. Won't be measured. Yeah. Back to the 400.
Back to the 400.
It's all on here. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the track and field, and it is a good run coming in here from the gutsy Aucklander Matthew Eddy, who is striding out nicely. Good win for him in the 400 metres. And he has won that race nicely.
And just great to see para-athlete Jaden Mulville. He's a young athlete at Rangitoto College and also just completed his 30th Weet-Bix Kiwi Kids Triathlon the other week. So well done to Jaden.
Yeah, great effort there. We'll get those confirmed times for the 400 metres in just a moment for you. Flynn Marshall has won that 49.57. Jeremiah Rogo 51.05 and Matthew Eddy 52.59. Those are the top 3 confirmed times at the moment. We have unofficial times though at the moment in that men's 400 metres. Apologies, it's all going off here with the men's shot put going on at the moment. We've got Hamish Kerr on at the same time.
And I'll just tell you, he has raised the bar to 2:33, so this will be, if he is now attempting another national record, but more than that, it's the Olympic qualifying.
Wow, this is going to be amazing if he can do it, and he's going to have 3 cracks at it. This would be amazing. When was the last time we had a high jumper at an Olympic Games?
Glenn Howard, 2000.
That is incredible.
Qualified. He's here tonight. So he did share the record with Hamish until last week, when Hamish obviously took it outright, as we just look at that long jumper there. Great to see the long jump in action as well. But Glenn Howard he qualified. He was unable to compete from memory, but when he qualified, he jumped 2:30 to be able to go to Sydney. So
wow, Sydney
here
2000,
he is.
21 years ago. That's exciting. Come on, Hamish.
Slightly adjusts his run up, takes it back a little bit.
So not only going for an Olympic qualifying height, but he's going for the national record as well. It's an exciting time here for Hamish Kerr from Christchurch, 25 years old. Olivia McTaggart and Iris are going at it at the pole vault at the moment. We've got the men's long jump going at the moment as well. We'll update you on those events shortly, but it's all eyes on Hamish Kerr right now. Hamish Kerr, first attempt at 2:33.
He's got the whole stadium behind him. He goes up. Oh, my goodness. That was close. That was very close, and that is a big confidence booster for him. He saw this height last week, and he had 3 great attempts. But he knows now, he's had a look at it tonight. He'll go back, reset his mind, reset the run-up, and go again for attempt 2. It's all on.
There's Max Atwell, by the way, in the men's long jump, currently holding second place. Felix McDonald is leading that at the moment with a jump of 7:33.
And you may have seen Max in some other events tonight. He's a decathlete, also one of Hamish Kerr's training partners, and a really promising decathlete. We've got a 400 going on in the background, and that's Hamish Gill out the front there. Just changed to 400 this season. Cameron French inside him. You may have seen him in earlier when the live stream actually wasn't on, but he's a 4-hurdler.
And he's been going really well, hasn't he?
Fantastic. Solo run tonight, but let's see Hamish Gill if he can hold off Cameron French into the 100 straight.
Here comes Gill with 100 to go. He looks like he's got a good lead here, the big, tall, lanky lad. And it's Hamish Gill on the outside, who's finishing nice and strong too here. That's a good run, isn't it, Sarah?
This is a great run from Gill in lane 8. Very difficult when this is only his 3rd 400. Usually we see him over 1 or 2, but he's stepped up this year to 400, and that's a fantastic victory tonight for Hamish Gill. Cameron French, very strong 400 runner. Obviously a bit tired maybe after the 4 hurdles. I would be too. But we wait for those times, and here they come.
47.68 for Hamish Gill. It's a good effort from him. Hamish Gill, 47.68. Cameron French second and 48.75. And it's Luke Machicha in third, 48.93. And James Robertson also broke 50 seconds as well. So well done to him.
Yeah, much better race from Gill tonight. He went out very hard at the Capital Classic, which you kind of need to do to figure out, okay, where's my breaking point? But he was strong. He was much stronger in the home straight tonight, and probably not the time he wanted, but still improving. He'll be looking to get into 46-second territory. But nonetheless, a great race from Hamish Gill.
Just a bit of news out of the women's pole vault is a bit of a surprise. Olivia McTaggart has failed 3 times at 4:17, so she won't win. And Imogen Harris will win the women's, or has won the women's pole vault at she has cleared 4:17. So Olivia McTaggart, not her best effort today. She early in the season cleared 4:50.
She's cleared 4:55 since that, and well, that's really good in terms of her world ranking points. But Imogen, as we see her now take off, she's also had a great season, a real step up, 4:50. And it's a great battle between these two. Hopefully we see Eliza next week, but right now we see Tom Walsh.
Yes, of course, he fouled at that last attempt. It was massive. We'll update you on Jacko Gill in just a moment. We're halfway through the competition. It's Walsh. He's short that time, and that's another foul. So Tom Walsh not having his best meet here. So far, all you need, though, is one attempt to click.
Yeah, and that last
attempt
was a much better throw from Tom. So if he can hold tight on that on his finish, we'll see what can happen as we go to the women's 400
metres. Yes, women's 400 metres is underway. We'll update you on the shot put in just a moment. Jacko Gill is still leading that event at the moment. Women's 400 metres is underway, and we have 6 runners in the field. Brooke Cullen, lane number 2. Alessandra McDonald, Samantha Cork, Holly Rule is out there, Pippa Plummer and Jordan Blake, who's been a solid performer all season. She's in the very outside lane, and that's her right there, Jordan Blake. Looks pretty even as they go through the 200 metres. Jacko Gill back to the shot put. Oh, that's a big throw. We'll get confirmation of that at the moment, but it is Jordan Blake in this outside lane who's got a good lead, and she's going to hang on here. Fast finishing Pippa Plummer won't catch her, and Jordan Blake from Canterbury, good run. She's going to win in around 55 seconds. Pippa Plummer coming home in the second place. We'll get confirmation of those times for you in just a moment. But Jordan Blake, well done to her. She has been a solid performer all season. Third at the Cooks Classic, third at the Porrick Classic. And here goes Hamish Kerr, second attempt at 2:33. Not to be that time.
Not to be that time. He won't be happy with that because it's a miss. It's in terms of he hasn't actually given it a shot. So he'll be go back, have a good talk to himself that he needs to give it a go. And that's Benny there in the shot put.
Yeah,
as Max Atwell calls for the crowd for support. Great to see Max doing so many different events tonight. And here he goes down the long jump runway.
Pace, good jump.
White flag it looks like.
Yeah, well, still in second place. Felix McDonald from Tyree leading that at the moment. Let's just go back to the shot put at the moment and update you on what's happening there. We can tell you that Jacko Gill fouled on his fourth throw, so he's still leading at the moment with 21.05. Tom Walsh in second on 20.90, so nothing's changed from the first two rounds, Sarah. It's 15 centimetre advantage for Jacko Gill as he tries to beat Walsh for the fourth time this season. Nick Palmer currently in third place at the moment, and that's Nick Chop Wolf, who's currently holding fourth at the moment. Here's Felix McDonald, who's leading the long jump at the moment. 7:33.
Good Otago athlete. Great to see him up here tonight. The wind has really dropped now for those at home. Let's see what I can do. See. Really nice attack into the board.
Well, that was good.
Great.
Looks like he's pretty happy with that.
Protection through the board as that's Nick Palmer, I believe.
Yes, Nick Palmer back at the shot put, and it's good that we've gone back to Nick Palmer because guess who's next? It's Tom Walsh. And he's got two chances left. Just keeping half an eye on the high jump as well with Hamish Kerr. Still with one attempt left at 2:33, that Olympic qualifying height.
I like it that he's just gone straight to 2:33. He's like, hey, I'm not mucking around. I'm just getting on with it. I know what I need to do to secure a potential nomination for selection.
So Walsh is set to go. Here's Imogen Eris, two on the pole vault. She's just going for a height there, which is red flagged, of course, with the bar going down. But let's swing it back to the shot put. Here goes Walsh. He's winding up. And Walsh has got plenty of height on that one.
He likes that a lot. He held his position much better in terms of not falling out the front, straight through the line. Let's see what the tape says.
I reckon this is good,
this
Sarah.
This is over 21, I believe.
This is good. I think this will take Walsh into the lead.
This is great. We'll see a good. Let's see if Jacko can respond once we get the measurement, of course. But as we just see now, Jacko strapping up for his round 5, and that's 21.60.
21.
So, woo! Great season best there for Tom Walsh.
Yeah, he's put. Let's have a look here. 21.46 was his previous best down in Christchurch. So he's put 14 centimetres on. He surges into the lead, and now all the pressure goes back on Jacko Gill.
Yeah, which is great. This is what we want. As we've got Hamish Kerr down one end and Jacko Gill down the other end. We're torn of who to cover.
Well, we better go to Hamish because this is the last one.
This is his third attempt, 2:33, Olympic qualifying. And here we go. Oh, no.
Not to
be tonight. Take a bow again, Hamish Kerr. A great first attempt. I think that was a really positive first attempt for him. He'll be pleased that he's had another look at 2:33. He's in great shape, and hopefully we can see that next weekend.
Meantime, here at the shot put, Sarah, Now, I reckon this is Gill's best throw, but it won't be enough. That's my prediction. It won't be enough to get the lead from Tom Walsh.
Let's see.
21.44.
Yep. Good work there.
21.44. So there we are. Gill's put on almost 40 centimetres, but he now trails with one throw left.
And it's great that he's responded to Tom as well. So this is the thing, is that when you do get one person doing a great performance like that, it inspires the other person to find that little bit extra. And Jacko Tom's been the chaser. So now, let's see what Jacko can do.
Here's Tuimaseve.
He's a great para-athlete, a really good guy, and the guys love being around him. This is Matt Wyatt on the long jump runway right now.
Felix McDonald still leading this. Wyatt currently in third place as we watch Eris with the attempt there at 4.42, I believe. That was her second attempt at that height. She has won the pole vault. She's just competing against herself at the moment. But Matt Wyatt here from North Harbour in third place. Here he goes. Best effort so far for him is 6.66.
Oh, well behind, just at the edge of the board there. So a really nice pop off the board.
White flag though.
A white flag, but behind the board. So he's
back to the shot put we go. And this is the man holding fourth place at the moment.
It's a red flag, unfortunately, for Liam.
Yes, best effort for him so far of 13.74. But Nick Palmer.
He's calling on the crowd for support.
He's in third place.
He's had a great evening. Can he get over 18 metres? Training partner of Tom Walsh.
Well, he's already over 18, 18.41.
Oh, sorry.
18.41.
Sorry, he's had a blinder of an evening. Let's go. Okay. So that's a great evening for Nick Palmer. He'll be really happy with that. So you can see the Christchurch throwing group have really responded tonight. Let's see what this guy can do in his sixth and final throw. As he goes about his work, goes about his normal routine, and heaves that 7.26 kilo weight. 20 plus metres.
21.60 is where Walsh is at the moment. It's a season's best for him. Dane Val Adams threw a season's best, 19.65 earlier this evening. Tom Walsh is responding as well. His last effort in the shot put here currently leads Jacko Gill by 16 centimetres as Walsh winds up, and there he goes, and he's got a good height on it, and it has fallen short of his fifth attempt. But he leads, and there's one throw left with Jacko Gill to come. Can Jacko Gill get 20.61? And if he does, that will be a season's best for him as well. Nothing Walsh can do about it now.
Yeah, it's game on, and those two people in the background there are actually both of their sports psychs, so quite interesting there. This is where the top 2 inches, this is where it happens. This is a great test for Jacko to see if he can respond to the pressure that Tom's put on him tonight. Tom has taken a step up, which he's needed to, he's wanted to desperately, but will Jacko respond?
So here comes Jacko Gill, led for the majority of this competition. Best throw came in at 21.44 in his last attempt. So Jacko Gill needs to find another 16 centimetres to win on a countback. Here he goes. Former junior world champion Jacko Gill. It's hard and it's flat, and it's out.
He's out the front.
No, it's a red flag. It is a red flag, Sarah. You spotted that one, and that will mean Tom Walsh has turned the tables on Jacko Gill this season. What a duel these two are having. Jacko Gill's beaten him 3 times. Tom Walsh now once, and this is a great battle between the two big fellas of New Zealand athletics. But Tom Walsh will be very happy, Sarah Cowley-Ross, that he fired out a good effort there as we start the Sir John Walker Mile Junior Men's Race.
Yeah, great throwing there by the two big boys of New Zealand shot put, and two big boys of world shot put, and how lucky we are to have these talents in New Zealand right now. Pleased for Tom tonight, for the victory over Jacko, but most importantly for the season best, because that's what we want to see our athletes at this time of the year, heading into nationals, peaking at the right time. It's important for them to be able to compete at these what we now are calling pinnacle events because of the world situation. So they're hungry for competition. It's been wonderful to see them match up so often throughout the athletics season.
Well, bring on the Nationals next week, which will bring the curtain down on what's been a really good season for not only Gill and for Walsh, who have had a really good competition. We're going to go and we'll just leave the 15 or the mile race for the junior boys in just a moment. We're going to go down to Hayden.
Thanks, guys. Yes, so I have here our two top one lappers in the senior men's. So first of all, Hamish Gill, stepping up from the 100, 200, now the 400. Talk us through how that transition's gone.
To be honest, it's not the greatest transition. It's definitely a nerve-wracking one, but it feels good to go through a bit of pain. It makes me feel stronger, especially at the end.
Yeah, and consistently in the 47s and leading the nation and for the one lappers. How did it feel out there tonight?
Felt really good, actually. It feels windy right now, but on the back straight and all around, it's pretty sheltered. So it felt like good running conditions, and definitely with Cam at my ass, definitely feels a lot more pressure on me to get into the finish line.
All right, and we need to jump back to that junior boys mile shortly, but Cam French, national record holder for the 400 hurdles, going the flat hurdles as a double. Did the 400 hurdles before coming in. How did that double feel?
Yeah, no, it was good. I thought I'd have a bit of a hit out tonight, so to get another lap in. I thought I felt pretty good warming up, but yeah, just coming down that back straight into the top end, I was like, right, let's go. And I was like, all right, let's just go. I was trying to hold it on. So, no, it was good. It's good to get out. I haven't run a flat for ages, so it was good just to do a bit of a burnout and hopefully just help bring me on a little bit more for Nationals next weekend.
Is that a sign of things to come, maybe doing the double at Nationals?
Oh, we'll think about it, but I think they're on the same day as the hurdles, so I don't know which is first to either, so I'm just hoping to get my hurdles time down at the moment, and then look to where to go from there. So.
And what's your target time for your domestic season? Maybe a sub 50 on the cards potentially?
Ideally that'll be sweet. Yeah, obviously I've run a couple 50 points now, so if we can get a nice day in Hastings, no wind, definitely the goal to get under 50 and use that sort of race to get the best points I can out of it, and yeah, hopefully just progress the season.
Well, well done, Hamish and Cam. Let's head back up stairs and catch the last 500 of this mile.
Good on you, Hayden. And there's been a blanket over these 6 runners the entire race. They're coming down to complete one more lap to go after this race, in this race rather. And it is a very close affair so far. You can throw a blanket over them. At the moment is Zane Powell of Auckland, who's currently in the lead. But really, it's going to be a fascinating finish. Currently Ben Bidwar and currently in second place. Christian Duval in third. Ronan Coder, who's been leading through the first 3 laps, has fallen off the pace. The same Powell looks to up the rate with just over 200 to go. Ben Bidwar currently holding in second place. The Waikato Bay Plenty runner, but it's the Aucklander Zane Powell. He went through the 3 laps in 3:24.05 and looks like he's stretching out nicely here, and he's kicking on beautifully. He's put some distance now between him and Bidwar. Can Bidwar hold on to second place? But Zane Powell, this is a fine run from the youngster in the Sir John Walker Junior Mile here at the Classic this year, and Zane Powell streaking away nicely. Strong one for him, about 4:21 the time. Bidwar has held on to second place, and it looked like lane 6 Ronan Kadir came home in third. Oh, it's a punishing race. Unofficial time of 4:21.42. Ran the last lap in 57.37. Good effort there in the Sir John Walker Mile for the junior men here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International.
Yeah, great to see these young men out here battling it round in a very historic race for New Zealand.
Of course.
And we have Felix McDonald here on the runway.
This is his last. This is the last jump of the long jump Felix McDonald has won it, 7:33. He did that with his first jump. Max Atwell has gone up to second. He did a 7:05.
Yeah, great jump there by Max.
On his last jump. So all interest here with Felix McDonald is whether he can improve that 7:33 that he recorded in his first jump.
Oh, unfortunately behind the board again. Great run up till just he needed to slightly bring it forward. So maybe he took it back a little bit too much, allowing for that extra bit of adrenaline of the claps. But he's had a great night jumping tonight. The board's worth 20 centimetres. It's harder off the tape. So a good hit out there.
Let's just confirm the men's shot put now, Sarah. And 21.60, the fifth line is what you're looking for Tom Walsh. Just ahead of Jacko, who also threw his best on his fifth attempt. 21.44.
It was round 5, really. Round 5 that everything heated up. 18.41 there for Nick Palmer as well. So good night out here for the boys. And let's see what they can do for Nationals next week. Just as the last long jump, watching the officials rake the pit, just a big thank you so much to all the volunteers that have put this event together and the officials who have just given their time so effortlessly. Look at them raking the pit there so nicely for us tonight. Many people who make sport happen in New Zealand, really. All the volunteers. So thank you very much as we just look at the podium there.
Well, what a better time to sponsor Tom Walsh now. There's a champion. There's Jacko Gill finishing in second place this evening.
I think it's quite obvious that the space is for Brent there. That's probably a triple XL. I don't know.
Probably bigger than that, Sarah.
What do you reckon? Oh, I don't know. There we go. But great night for the boys tonight. Great to see the competition. And we look forward to, I guess, a showdown next week in the Hawke's Bay. So.
Indeed. Well, there's just the one event left, and that's the women's 1,500 metres, which is the last event on the program. So we're standing by for a start on that one. But we'll have that for you in just a moment.
The North Shore and the Northwest, such great places to live. We live in them, we love them, and we support them.
Welcome back here to Trust Stadium in West Auckland, Waitakere. We've just seen the high jump being presented. And Hamish Kerr wins it. Didn't quite get the goal he was seeking though, Sarah Cowley-Ross.
Oh, he didn't, but you know what? He'll be happy with that, and that's Pete Fitzsinger, the CEO of Athletics New Zealand. He'll be happy with that as well. And it's just great to see some really world-class jumping by Hamish at the moment. A treat for New Zealanders to watch in person, but also for you at home. Wonderful to see as well. And we have got Hayden down there. He's got the big fellas.
I do have the big fellas right here. So Jacko and Tom in the middle of signing autographs. Why not? But you guys have provided so much entertainment for us all summer long. It's been best sport on TV, to be honest. And so talk us through, first of all, Jacko, you were holding the lead for the first 5 rounds. How were you feeling up until that point?
Throws went as far as you would have liked going to the last couple of rounds, but yeah, Tom set it up, and then I managed to get a bit of a further throw, but not as far as Tom, so yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think it was round 4 where you threw out a bomb but fouled it out. What do you reckon that one was, Tom?
Oh, look, it doesn't matter. It was a foul. So, it was a good confidence builder to know that I could do it, but we have a saying in our training group that who cares about fouls because they may as well have not happened. Yeah. So, yeah.
And then round 5, where did that come from and how did it feel?
It felt okay. It felt much better than the first few rounds. it blew through my fingers, which hurt like hell, but was definitely a nice feeling to get something behind it, because the first 2 rounds and the first 3 rounds were no good, really. Yeah.
And I have to ask you about your training partner, Dame Val. She was pretty happy lady. How was it watching her earlier in the night?
Yeah, look, I probably had a wee bit of an insight information there, knowing that she was worth 19 plus tonight, and it's always good to see other training partners throw really well, and that's the furthest throw in probably 4 years. So over the moon for her, and I know she is too. She'll be a handful to deal with on training on Monday.
I love it. And Jacko, on to Nationals next weekend. That's the big climax for the domestic season. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, looking forward to getting down to Hawke's Bay, so it'll be good. Yeah.
And maybe a slight improvement maybe on that 21.52. Is that kind of the goal?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll look forward to. I hope there's a good tailwind or something here. Yeah.
Got to love that tailwind.
Makes all the difference, yeah.
And you shave your arms?
Yeah. Right. I can see, yeah. Jacko's got a nice pair of... I love it.
Legs, yeah. But he doesn't shave his legs or his arms.
Yeah.
I could do it for him, but not if you like that. Yeah.
I love it. Getting the inside scoop here on senior men's shot put in New Zealand. Well, thanks you two for providing so much entertainment, and loving to see the season just progressing, and all the best for next week.
Cool,
thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, they're characters, aren't they? Jacko Gill and Tom Walsh, with Tom Walsh prevailing in the men's shot put tonight. This is the last event of the evening, folks. It's the women's 1,500 metres. In this field is Camille Buscombe from Hamilton, 4:13.47. She ran at the Porritt Classic to win that event. But we've got the top 5 all back from the Porritt Classic 1,500 metres in this field, including Rebecca Green from Hill City University Club. That's down in Dunedin. Also in the field we have Susanna Lynch of Olympic Harriers Club. And we also have in the field Anika Grogan and also Cara McDermott from Palmerston North. And at the moment you can see it as one of the runners I've just mentioned, Rebecca Green, who is leading at the moment, and Kerry White from Te Araha currently holding second place as they go through that first lap. Well, they approach the end of the first 400 metres with 3 laps to go. Good field here, good amount of runners, but already after just 1 lap, Sarah, we've got it down to 6.
Yeah, and we've had some great battles over 8 and 15 and mile for these girls this summer, particularly between Becky Green out the front, Camille Buscombe and Catherine Camp there sitting on the pole line and just on 4th there, 3rd or 4th. But Camille, outstanding 5 and 10k runner. We saw her in 2019 World Champs finalist, 12th in the 5k, 12th in the 10k, and a world-class runner. Stepping down a distance tonight. Next weekend, she's told me she's doing the 8, the 15, and the 5k, which is exceptional. And she's down for the Waikato 4x4 relay.
Wow.
So here you go. She goes into the front now. She's not afraid to front run. Let's see what she can do.
So she takes the lead, Camille Buscombe. Green still there. Kerry White as well. They're the top 3. Catherine Camp hovering around in 4th place. She's wearing bid number 2. So at the moment it's Buscombe, Green and McDermott who is still there. So they are the top 3 at the moment, with Camp holding 4th place. And that group of 6 is shrunk to 4. Grogan just dropping off the place in 5th place now as Buscombe looks to up the pace.
Yeah, and that just a bit of wind there on the back straight there, doing a little bit of damage into the girls, but they're pushing on.
Yeah, Camille Buscombe looking comfortable in the front from, of course, Hamilton. Rebecca Green in 2nd place at the moment, in 3rd. Bib number 6, Cara McDermott and Catherine Camp in 4th. It's those 4 who are in this bunch at the moment. Buscombe coming down to the start-finish line again with 1 lap to come. In the 1,500 metres, Buscombe holding 1st place. Green in 2nd, McDermott and Camp. No change to that top 4.
You can see the grimace there on Buscombe's face. She's not afraid to get into that hurt locker, and she can sit there for a while. But what's Becky Green going to do? She's had great speed over the 800 this year, and Catherine Camp there just slightly off the back of that lead group.
Yes, McDermott now is holding third place. And
here goes Buscombe.
Yeah, they went through that last lap in 68 seconds, and Buscombe striding out. Gee, she's got a good running style, isn't she? And already Rebecca Green is struggling to stick with her. But Buscombe doing a good job, but though it is Rebecca Green kicking back here. Looks like she's still hungry to try and hunt down Buscombe, but Buscombe's lead is stretching out now as she approaches the last 100 metres. Camille Buscombe looking good as she comes down to complete the 1,500 metres, and she's really looking good now as she streaks away from the rest of the field. Camille Buscombe from Hamilton wins the 1,500 metres. Good run for second coming here, and it's just gone.
I think Catherine Camp there on the line.
Yeah, great run from her to get second place, just ahead of Green, who's got third.
Well, that's some really outstanding front running there from Camille Buscombe. 2:15.25.
Yeah, 4:15.25.
Oh, sorry, 4:15.
4:15, running that last 464.
So her personal best is 4:13.47. Now, she probably would have liked a pacemaker out there tonight to do a lot of the work for her, take her through 1K, but she'll be happy with that hit out. Great to see her racing back in New Zealand. We normally wouldn't see her so much, but obviously a pandemic brings people home, so she's enjoyed training back in her hometown of Cambridge, and it's wonderful to see her. Let's go now live to Hayden.
Thank you. Yes, I have Hamish Kerr, the man of the moment in the high jump. And so, Hamish, 2:28, and you said you cleared that really well. How did that 2:28 feel, first of all?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was definitely on. Like, after that clearance, I mean, the comp itself up to then hadn't gone amazing. I'd kind of had a couple of rusty clearances, and then, yeah, that 2:28 just tagged it, and I was like, look, let's just get up to 33 and get into it, because I'm really...
And talk. I've been down this end of the stadium. Those at home would have seen it up close and personal. But how close did you feel you got to with those 2:33s?
They were good. Yeah, definitely good. Like my first one, it kind of took off, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm in the right place. And I actually got a really good look at it. And then the next two, second one was a bit bad, but then was able to scratch run back. So it's definitely on for next weekend.
Yeah, and as you're heading up into those sort of uncharted territory now, do you have any technical adjustments that you're making to run up and the way you're approaching it?
Nah, it's actually the opposite, really. It's sort of just trusting what you've got. I mean, the things that get you up there are the things that make you clear the earlier heights as well. So it's sort of just almost just trying to tell yourself it's another jump. It's just, it's a warm-up, it's a 2 metre, whatever it is, just going for it.
And how does it feel to be out and out New Zealand record holder now?
It's really special. Like, I didn't think it was going to mean that much to me. Like, I'm obviously being focused on the 33 and all the rest of it. But once I got it last weekend, like, I've just had so much support from everyone, and it's actually meant a lot, and I'm really stoked to have it.
And did you get on the phone or anything to Glenn?
I didn't. No, I actually met him tonight for the first time, which was so cool. He came down and introduced himself, and we had a good chat. So yeah, it was pretty humbling to meet him.
Oh, very cool. We'll keep this great reign of form going, and I guess the next one will be Nationals in Hawke's Bay.
Yep, Friday night. Let's bring it.
Awesome. Tune in, everyone. Thanks heaps, Hamish, and we'll see you next week.
Indeed. Thank you, Hayden. Keep your earpiece in, because that wraps it up here at at Truss Arena in West Auckland. Just before we go, Sarah, what's been your highlight of the evening?
Well, I'm going to have to say the shot put, actually, because both the men's and women's, fantastic to see Val take a step up like that. Really great for her campaign and her team, and also great for what she's trying to do in terms of inspiring others to do the same. But I also really liked the men's shot put. The fact that Tom did a season best, but then Jacko responded. he didn't respond in beating 21.60, but he responded, which is fantastic to see them battle out. I'm going to add in one more because I also liked the fact that Hamish Gill put the bar to 2:33, his first attempt. That was probably up there for me. Sorry, I've given 3.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, what about you, Hayden? I know you're a big track and field man as well. What have you enjoyed most this evening?
Absolutely. I've got to go with Dame Val as well. Interviewing it and hearing the passion and seeing, the whānau in the grandstand, watching that amazing performance, and just that testimony to, the post-baby PB, and to come back and see her in such a rich vein of form coming in. And who knows what's going to happen at Tokyo if those Olympics go ahead, and if she can continue improving, maybe get into the 20s from here. It's just fantastic to see Dame Val doing what she does best.
Well, good work tonight, Hayden.
Thank you.
Excellent effort. Roll on the Nationals.
Roll on the Nationals.
On
And sorry, Hayden, not if Tokyo happens, when Tokyo
Exactly.
happens. When Tokyo happens, our athletes have had a fantastic opportunity tonight to compete. Glenn, what's your highlight?
Oh, well, you've said it all, both of you, really. I guess it would have been nice if that 100 metres men's would have gone down to the wire. We hope Tian's okay with that injury that he picked up in that race. And hopefully we can get to see we can see Eddie, and we can see Zoe at their best at the Nationals next week in the 100 metres. But thanks, guys. It's been lots of fun tonight being at the track and field. Haven't done a track and field meet for a long time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So thanks to Hayden, thanks to Sarah, thanks to our good friends at Stream Shop for putting it out tonight. Have a good evening, folks, and thanks for watching.